And I hope you all think the same way. Your family should always take precedent. Let me see. Since I'm on the right phone, maybe I can share this to... Alright. You're live. No kidding. So I just thought we'd come on, do a little deck chat while I had time. Gonna walk the dogs here in a little while. So let's chit chat a little bit. I'm hoping it's coming through these. I don't know. I may have engaged them too late after I already kind of started the setup. If you do come in, feel free to share the stream out. Been a while since we talked, so let's do just a little round table chit-chatting. Gonna talk a little bit about, like I said, the Alex Jones, Tim Pool. Tim Pool really didn't cause anything. Alex Jones kerfuffle. It isn't just Alex Jones, though, it's others. And talk about Trump's comments about annexing the Strait of Hormuz. Jay Watterson, what's up, man? So while I had a little bit of a time here right after the gym before we walk the dogs, thought I'd sit down and chit-chat with you guys. So I will give everybody a minute to get in here. Well, see if YouTube sends my notifications. I'm small channel. I have no problem with that. But yeah, it's been kind of a nice weather, right? Plus it's nice out right here. We are only like 80 degrees and low humidity. It's really nice for once. And it's not raining. Good grief. For a while I thought I was going to stop fixing cars and go into buying pine tar and pitch and everything and start, patching arcs. How you doing, Jay Watterson? How's things going in your corner of planet Earth? Sorry guys, I'm trying to level this without it doing weird stuff. And I want to do weird stuff. Here we go. As you can see, it's a really nice day out, guys. It is dang nice out here. So, thought I'd sit out. Alright, so we'll launch in. We can talk about a couple of things. In fact, I don't know how many of you guys are video gamers. I'm an old school gamer, but we may talk a little bit also about how do you guys feel about some of the new fighting games? Street Fighter, Tekken, you name it. So yeah, may talk a little about the end. Temperdino, howdy ho, how's it going, Temperdino? Alright, well, might as well launch into this so I can get done at the time I kind of wanted to. Alex Jones kind of went a little bit knuck and futz last night for Tim Pool. And honestly, I don't care whether you like Tim Pool or not. Tim didn't do anything outrageous. And that's a retard going by the way. Didn't do anything outrageous to have Alex Jones lose his shit. Jax is inside right now, and he don't care to come out because my wife came home from work and she's eating. So she's got about 5 animals staring her down right now. Yep. Sorry. The chat comes in late especially on mobile. But all they were doing was talking about how Alex Jones has made some weird comments lately. He seems to, I don't know. Some people say, well, come on, it's Alex Jones. He says crazy stuff. He has, they're right. He has reversed his beliefs on things in the past. And I've always said that Alex Jones, boy, he's stacked up an awful lot of I told you so's. But the problem is, for every I told you so from Alex Jones, there's one or two. It's almost equal amount, or a little over, well, some people say the other way, of Jesus Christ. He's lazy. Not lazy. Biden, moment number one. He's crazy and just says goofy shit. And he's the ultimate insane conspiracy theorist. And for everyone that's proven right, there's two. A lot of people would say there aren't. So Alex Jones going total reversal though. What happened is Tim Pool was talking about Alex Jones was whining lately about his views are down. And all Tim Pool said was, well, yeah, when you go out and say you're a Trump supporter and you're this, you're MAGA, and Trump is the man, we must support Trump or the world will end, stuff like that. I may be being hyperbolic, but not far off. And then suddenly, after you cultivate this to your audience, say this to your audience forever, suddenly you go, Trump is the Antichrist, Trump is evil, we will all die if we follow Trump. A lot of your fans, or even your old school fans you've had forever, are going to go, okay, what the flip, man? Make up your mind, you're telling us two opposite things. And so even a lot of his old school fans are going, well, we're not going to watch you. What is going on with you? And any of the new ones he cultivated over the last, 7 years, 8 years, those new fans especially are going to go, most of them, especially since they drew MAGA people in, are going to go, what the flip is wrong with you? I'm out. So if he's lost a little, that may be part of it. Also, as other people have mentioned, a lot of views are down right now. And I think it's because people are tired. There's so much going on. Every time somebody says, and myself included, I've been on streams, I go, oh, we're talking about this, huh? So slow news day. It's not. There's still some news going on. We're just so insulated or used to seeing it and maybe burned out that we're not. It's just like, to us. The war's still going on. This is going on. This is happening. This hasn't happened. This hasn't happened. I mean, a lot of people aren't even realizing right now that ICE has started doing much more rough enforcements in the East Coast. I don't know why I just want to keep that up on my screen. There we go. ICE has actually stepped up enforcement in the Midwest, in my area, and in I believe, the Carolinas. I mean, stepped it up pretty hard, but nobody's paying attention. The news, hell, lefty media, it's amazing that even the lefty media is not screaming about it as much. Because usually, the level they've stepped it up, the lefty media would be screeching about it. They'd be, the sky is falling, the world is ending, Trump is literally Hitler's, but you don't see it. You don't see as near the protests. You don't see near the retards out there rioting and fighting about it. And you don't see as much of it on MSNBC or any of the leftists. Even they are kind of just burned out, or just, we've had so much going on that we're now just, this is our new normal. So yeah. All right. Temperdino, I'll catch up with you guys real quick. Twitter leftists are pissed about Jubilee labeling Tim Pool a moderate, which is totally is. Temperdino, you're right. Tim Pool is a moderate. In fact, some people say he's too moderate, that he's a milquetoast fence sitter is the standard phrase. I know there's a lot of people that also will say that attack moderates. Moderates are just people who won't take a stand for anything. Moderates are losers. And that is an absolute dumb as shit take. I'm a moderate with a slight conservative leaning. I've had times in my past I've had a slight leftist leaning. And I do say slight. I seem to stay right around that center. But I have definite beliefs I take a stand on. A lot of moderates do. It's insanity saying, a moderate is just a pussy that won't take a stand. That is stupid way of looking at it. I mean, I've been attacked by both sides. I'll be talking to an ultra conservative, and because I don't think that a 10-year-old that's grape wine making, gotta watch that word, is your tiny channel, grape wine by a relative, let's say, that little 10-year-old must have that baby. I think that's nuts. So if I say that, this far conservative will go, oh, so you're a lefty. No, I just follow this one. I just kind of agree with them a little bit, light lefties, on this one thing. And it's the other way around. If I say I think Trump's a good president, oh, so you're a Republican or you're a conservative. No, I just like this person. The problem is, the moderate people, I think, are most of people out there. I think I don't care what country you're in, I think most of the working, especially blue collar, are moderate to slightly right. Then they will take a stand on stuff. It's just, on average, they want to be left alone. It's not till you piss them off heavily that they will really come at you. We need more mass hysteria for entertainment. That's true. You're true, right, Temperdino? But yeah, Tim Pool is a moderate, Temperdino. And yes, the funny thing is, God, I don't want to give Tim Pool too much credit. It hurts a little. But he's right. Because he's moderate and because he doesn't just espouse the full left, now they just call him right. And it just proves the fact that with the left, you must agree on everything. You must toe the line, the narrow line, or that's it, you're right. It's a pure insanity. Where people in the center and the right can look and go, hey, he's pretty moderate on stuff. All right. But no, the whole thing, Tim Pool did was comment on Alex Jones's view count being down a little, and he's talking about even his own is down some, which is funny because Tim Pool will talk out one side of his mouth, go, even our views are down, everybody's down a little. Next second, On the other side of his mouth, Tim Pool's going, but my views are great. If we look at Rumble and we look at this, well, I've got this show that we just did, this new channel we launched, this channel, this, we're doing amazing. And I go, Tim, wait a minute, which is it? Are your views down like everybody else's, or are your views amazing? And Tim, you launched a new channel, the Tim Pool Show or whatever. You've launched another new channel, and that's brought viewers, but make up your mind. So I'm not shilling for Tim Pool, but Pool really didn't do anything wrong, just mentioning to Alex, a lot of views are down. Yours might be down because, for everybody, you sold everybody on, I'm an ice cream salesman, come buy my ice cream, Alex Jones ice cream. And then suddenly, you've got a 10-year business of selling Alex Jones ice cream. People are like, yeah. And then you go, I'm switching to Alex Jones soy blocks. You're going to lose a lot of your ice cream fans. Are going to screw you. I don't want to buy soy blocks. See ya. Kind of what happened. Jay Watterson, Tim has been rage baiting for months. He opened his mouth in regards to Alex. He didn't say anything bad, though, Jay Watterson. He literally didn't. Alex Jones is the one that's gone in a little bit nuts. Because all he did was mention, hey, maybe because your stance has changed is why your views have dropped. Come on, that's a pretty milquetoast, center, moderate comment. And Alex went nuts, calling him an Israel shill, and he's getting money from Israel. Oh my God. He goes the full Candace, the Jews. It is effing retarded. Tim was totally honest about his meeting with Netanyahu. There's videos of it. He's got the comedian dude there who hates Israel with him. They met with him. He did an interview, big deal. He's open about it. It was open then. So I think it's just, once again, God dang. I think it's just Alex Jones is doing the full, either he's had the meeting where somebody's come and talked to him and said, that's it. Do this or we're going to you. Do you want to get back in the zeitgeist? Do you want to get money coming back in? Do what we tell you. I personally think it's the deep state regaining power. The whole Candace thing, the whole Tucker thing, there's a couple others, and then there's Alex Jones. It seems a lot like the deep state at the worst possible time when they are losing power, have found a way since Charlie Kirk's death to get back in power. And they've gone out of their way to just break everything up. Just go after everything to break it up. But you can rage bait about Tim Pool. Tim didn't say jack about Alex. What he said was moderate, common sense. And Alex is the one that's rage baiting, losing his mind. So I'm going to disagree with you. If you go back and look at what Tim said in his show the other day, last night, or was it the night before? It was last night. And then Alex just went nuck and futz since then. So even when Alex came on his show, butt F drunk and losing his mind, Tim was very nice to him. So, all right. Jacksonville kid, rage baiting. Only victims of society use this term, fucking losers. What? Victims of society uses this term, what? Rage baiting? I don't know, did I use rage baiting? I don't think I did. I think I just kind of pushed back against it, but okay. Thomas Wigglesworth. We're gonna get the Tim Pool haters now. There's a certain snake channel you can go watch if you want to do that. Tim Pool's moderate in the Queen of England. Make sure your insults are typed correctly. And moderate in the Queen of England. Well, since the Queen is dead, so yeah, maybe try the one that's alive. And Tim Pool is moderate, but I'm betting Thomas Wigglesworth, I'm going to bet you're a lefty. Because to lefties, as soon as you disagree with one thing from the left, you're right. You're a righty. Both of you need to take your meds. Oh, Temperdino, yeah. But no, calling Tim Pool a righty is insane. And like I said, I don't know you, Jacksonville kid, but that comment and the caps automatically kind of pushed me to assume, making an ass out of you and me, that you're a leftard. Because show me where Tim Pool's a rightist. a conservative. So, you know, I've had asshats tell me I'm a conservative too. Because, oh my, you voted for Trump, so you're automatically a Republican. Ah, screw you. That's so stupid. And I'm sorry, Jay Watterson. You normally, whether I agree with you or not, for your stances, you usually have better takes than that. Saying that Tim Pool rage baited Alex Jones, he didn't do jack to Alex Jones. Go back, look what he said. It was very nice. In fact, he went out of his way to be nice. But that brings out a bigger thing, because I really think that what we're facing is the deep state. We are looking at the deep state, and I think they are, since Charlie Kirk's demise, they found a wedge issue. They found a way to break up the coalition. They had to, because I, unlike a certain snake channel, think that yes, after Charlie Kirk's death, there was a huge amount of cohesiveness on the right, especially over Charlie Kirk's death. Yes, sure, it amped up the left too, because the left were retards. You got leftists celebrating a man's murder in front of millions of people. An insane murder of a guy that only wanted to talk to people. So it galvanized the leftists in their insanity, in their just, I don't know, their grossness, their pure evilness, their vapidness, their emptiness. But it did galvanize the people in the center and the right. And you guys notice I always include center and right, because they really are closer together than center and left these days. So, but it did galvanize a lot of people on the center and right. And I think that absolutely the red alert sirens went off in the deep state. The deep state, like, we're already losing stuff. We've lost Act Blue. We've lost this. We've lost this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We've got to pull out all the stops. We've got to have a huge campaign to break this up. We cannot have this cohesiveness anymore. That is too much. So they put out Kundis, and Tucker switched. Tucker had his housing and what is it, Qatar and stuff, or they've done a 180. And you can always say it's just because they're grifters. Alex Jones, or not Alex Jones, but Tucker and Candace were never conservatives, guys. If you go look them up. And I've said in the past, I liked them before, but I was even really leery back then. Especially the more I found out about Candace, I started talking even then when she's at Daily Wire and stuff. I'm like, watch her. But Candace has always been a leftist. She's just found ways to grift in and grow and use people. She's good at that. And same with Tucker. They're just going back wherever the winds of change. Get those clicks, get those views. They don't care. Be the in crowd. And right now the in crowd, and Trump has caused some of it, is, you know, attack Trump, attack left or right-leaning people. That's just the way it is. I voted for not Kamala personally. Dude, I'm sorry, my left tennis shoe would have been a better presidential candidate than Kamala Harris. It's rare, but I still find a retard once in a while. Kamala would have been so much better. Yeah. Tell me you're a retard without telling me you're a retard. Sorry, guys. I don't know if the chat's okay. The chat's not. But no, I'm sorry, but Tim Pool did not. And Jay Watterson, if you're still there, bud, explain that, because Tim Pool didn't say jack about Alex Jones that warranted that. You're a Jew shill. You're taking my money to laugh. Sorry, I'm almost sounding like Tucker. Oh my God. Sorry, I was watching a little bit of his videos while I was at the gym I try to keep up on what to respond against or what I should be watching out for. If I can't do is laugh. Oh, that laugh of his. I hope they nominate AOC. Oh my God. That'll be a cluster. Do the laugh. I can't do the laugh. I didn't even see the chat. I can't do his laugh. I mean, he sounds like Mickey Mouse. He sounds like Mickey Mouse. There's people out there that can do it, and his laugh just reminds me of Mickey Mouse. It's like, I keep trying to laugh, almost laugh like Scooby-Doo for some reason. But it just, oh God, it's so bad. Oh, pretty good? Okay, I'll take it. But Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, a hummingbird over at my wife's Canis, and a bunch of others have just seen the winds of change. Now, conversely, funny as shite, you got somebody like Bill Maher out there ripping the left these days. He's ripping them. He's actually, come on, he admits his vote is up, you know, up for, I don't know, sale. I'll put it that way, but hey, with lefties, you never know. His vote is in play. He could actually vote for, you know, vote for a Republican if it's the right candidate, you know. I don't know. He says he might vote for Vance. You got Carville. All these people talk about the Democrat Party is a deep shit. And now they're actually, I believe it was, oh, I forgot his name. Biden moment number 2 was coming out and saying that they've got to push back. But the DSA can still stay in our big tent, but we got to push back against some of their stuff. But they're still part of us. This is where the Democrats are screwed up. You built these people. You got in bed with these insane people. And now you are having to pussyfoot around because you've let them gain such power over your constituents, over your party, where now they're effing insane. They are effing communists. And you're like, but they're ruining our big tent with kumbaya. We'll just, come on, guys. And what's happening? The DSA people are going, screw you. We don't need you. We don't care. We're taking over. DSA are going, we don't want to moderate. We want to go full bore. So they've caused their own problem. They've really caused it. Temperdino, I've always liked Bill Maher. I think Bill Maher is funny. Or his writers. How about that? Bill Maher's writers are funny. And I can take a joke about Trump or about, you know, right-leaning stuff, centrist stuff any day of the week. But some of the stuff, we can never forget that Bill Maher helped push this leftism. He helped push this wokeness. So even Bill Maher swings with the winds of change. So it's kind of weird right now. You got a right-leaning, supposed, well, they're grifters. The winds of change, and they are going full lefty almost right now. Or at least moderately lefty. But then you got somebody like Bill Maher, who's a definite lefty, going right. It's crazy, the winds of change going on in the parties right now. And with people on both sides. And I find myself, I'm a little bit proud of myself that I've been able to stay mostly centered. That I am more centrist. And I still feel a little more centrist with most of my beliefs intact. It's crazy when you got Bill Maher just really ripping them. Now, AOC, Temperdino talks about AOC. We'll do that in a sec, but I do think, I'm going to finish up real quick with these. All these people are grifters, and I don't think we should take them too seriously. I'm not saying Trump is doing everything great here, but it's insane we are seeing a DSA, which is a communist party, they're communists, messing with the Democrats at an exact time. Now a Tucker Carlson and MTG and some of these other retards out there are saying, we're going to start another party, a third party. No, that's a fourth party, because Democrat and DSA are really splitting. And then Republican and Doofus party. Doofus. There we go. Doofus party. It's insane that at the wrong time, it seems to me like the deep state is doing a reset. I really think they're doing a reset. I'm done trying to explain things in the comment section. Believe what you want. I'm not trying to convince it. Well, that's no problem, Jay Watterson. You have to convince me. I just don't see where Tim Pool's comments last night warranted. It was very milquetoast. It was, people want to blame milquetoast. It was very milquetoast. In fact, it was almost too nice to Alex Jones. And Jones still went nuts over it. But no problem. Dude, you can put them in the comments. You know, Jay Watterson, you know you're here enough that we don't have to agree. I'm not going to be like, you dick, you should agree with me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a lefty. I'm not saying you and I got to believe in everything. But once again, where is the big tent? The center and the right, because we can disagree and go, let's still chit chat. We're going to get off the stream sometimes and we're going to go, that dude's nuts. And you're going to go, that dude's nuts. And then other times we're going to go, yep, got it. What's up, Urbexy? America Party. Well, I don't know. Is it going to help America? At a time where we need to push back against the left cohesively. We just got to that cohesive point. And now we're going to make another party that's going to break up that cohesiveness and maybe hand power right to the left. I'm not sure that's a plan. And don't tell me there's never a bad time. There are better times than others, and there are actual bad times to go and hand power to your opponent. There are times you need to suck it up and go, yeah, this isn't good. This is kind of a cow patty in the sandwich here, but that's a full shit field over there. Sometimes you gotta have that cow patty sandwich to avoid the full shit field you're about to eat. You know, the timing seems too, I don't know, perfect. It just seems. Come on, Jay Watterson, you like the conspiracies. You gotta kind of go with me a little on that. It seems too beautiful at the right time for the deep state. Deep state people right now are going, oh, we are pulling power back. That's what they're after. Not sure that ever became a thing. Okay. Nothing beats a 90s party. I have to say, man, 80s and 90s were peak in America. Peak. Maybe the world. Temperdale, take me back. Yeah, dude, Temperdale, I'm with you. Dude, I've been telling you guys, my wife and I both have been watching. She's been watching stuff she's never watched from the 50s, 60s, 70s, watching TV shows and movies and going back. And it's so relaxing, not having so much. Yes, it's fine. A little politics has always been in some of this stuff. But it's great not having it just clubbed over the head with it. We watched Masters of the Universe the other day on Prime, and I am so glad I didn't see it in the theater. As a lifelong Masters of the Universe fan, my ringtone on this phone is still the original I Have the Power original. I'm a huge Masters of the Universe fan, and if you are not a Masters of the Universe fan, that movie was a 5 or 6. If you're a huge Masters of the Universe fan, you like me will sit there and go, fuck off. Just like Midnight's Edge did. He-Man, every time he goes to get serious, then he goes back to, let's have a dialogue. The leftism couldn't stop. The jokes weren't funny. Tila opens one card over their hand and knocks Beastman, sorry, spoilers, Beastman clear across, a whole freeway when he's getting hit by cars and being fine, throwing cars, getting beat up, pushed, nothing touches him. She just goes, bam, he flies. Oh my God. Ugh, insane. All right, but it's nice to watch older stuff sometimes. All right. It's a pack, not a party. Never mind, I remembered Elon Musk announcing it as America Party. Yeah, I don't think he ever announced it as a party. Richard Muirhead, he says, Elon, how's it going, Richard? Or Bexy, did you check out that song I told you to listen to, Born Slippy? Yes, I did. Yeah, you sent me the link. I listened to it. I still like some of my dance club bagpipe music. No, when I'm at the gym, I'm listening to a lot of 80s, 90s club mixes or remixes of some of the old songs or kind of beats like that. But no, I do think there's a deep state issue right now where they're pushing back. They're splitting up. Even some of the Democrats, the moderate Democrats, are being beat back because that helps the deep state. You get these insane leftists in there. Oof. The communists, the ones that are too stupid. These voters are too stupid to know what they're voting for. And they are easily to control. These are the dumbasses who can sit there and go, we love Elon Musk. Oh, we hate Elon Musk. How dare he disagree? These are dumb people, easy to steer. So, but that's just what I wanted to talk about that just a little bit lightly. You agree or disagree, Jay Watterson, I'm not trying to force you to agree with me. In fact, the fact that you come in and still make comments disagreeing with me, hey, that's great. That's fine. You don't have to agree. I don't have to agree. We can just chit-chat and put our ideas out there. And I always tell you guys, you don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. We can still talk. And that's good. But, other thing, okay. Let's move on. This one may be a little more colorful. I don't know. The Trump made a comment about annexing the Strait of Hormuz. It's now a territory of the United States of America, and so it's part of Oman, which a teeny piece of it you would need to manage your new territory. Yes. Well, Urbexy, now be careful. I'm a little aside here. America is not a democracy. America is a republic with a little democracy leanings in it. But our forefathers in America set us up as a republic on purpose because democracies are a clusterfuck and don't represent the people very good at all. So they set us up as a republic, and they said, we're going to give you a republic if you can keep it. And we are having problems. Republics take work. Freedom takes work. Rights take work. Governments always want to seize power over you. But yeah, so I do agree, though, that in small d democracy, let's put it that way, yes, you should be able to have disagreements. All right, but Trump did mention about seizing or annexing the Strait of Hormuz and making it United States territory. Now, let me know. I'll try to stall a little bit, see what you guys think in the chat. Do you think he was just trolling and putting out there, just saying stuff to either make our media go, what the flip, lefty media lose their mind, and or just to throw it out to these people over in the Middle East? Shit. Oh, he's joking. But is he a joke? Shit. Because with Trump, you don't know. And that's, in a way, that's a good thing. It's nice that the world doesn't know. You look back at some of the best presidents in American history, in your own country, some of the best of your leaders, our leaders, were always the ones that the rest of the world didn't know 100% what they were doing. They couldn't use them, abuse them, lead them down and mess with them too much. Didn't know how far to push that button until they'd like, woof. And it's been easy. Biden, come on. Obama, his whole thing was appeasement and bow down, yield, kneel. General Zod. Bow, yield, kneel. Sorry, that's Lex Luthor to General Zod in Superman 2. And I derailed. It's nice to have a leader, a strong leader that people, when a leader says something, it's nice to have people have to sit and think for a second. Does he mean this or shoot? It's nice to have that. I think it is. All right, let me see. Hey, Sog, what's up? My other UK cracker. All right, Urbexy said crazy move that would have repercussions for generations. It would, but honestly, let me ask you guys, do you think it'd be bad repercussions? I think it was another. Let me get to the guys' chats on it. Here, hang on. Temperdino, trolling, disinfo, everything is fair game when our media broadcast literal IRGC propaganda. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. All right. Trump can't even open the straits. Taco Tuesday never disappoints. Jay Watterson, you and I have a disagreement there. I am of the camp that thinks Trump doesn't want it open. What he's done over there has decimated China, decimated the BRICS nations, even caused a slight breakup of OPEC. I think he knows what he's doing. I think it's a big, nasty play, but I think he knows what he's doing. That said, I'm not sure he could have just come out and said it to the American people even now, because if you say it openly, it's kind of an act of war with China. It kind of is, and maybe with the BRICS nations. But he's headed off on accident because he just stumbled into it. Headed off. China, our biggest rival, doing insane shit. He's damaged them heavily. He's damaged the BRICS nations, put us back in the driver's seat, made the dollar stronger with oil. I can't say, I still just will not believe he stumbled into that accidentally. Especially after grabbing Venezuela up first and clearing the shipping lanes of all the pirates and drug traffickers. It's too pat. That said, it's a bold, it's a bold move, and it's a nasty, tough move. But I think that's what's going on. I mean, I know we don't have to agree, Jay Waters, that's fine, but if you give your stand, I'm going to give mine, so we can go with that. But that's what I see. I see it's on purpose. I see it's 100% on purpose. The BRICS nations are much less powerful now. Them going to the BRICS dollar, which they were going to try to do, or even the gold standard and get off the American dollar, is gone right now. Trump has put us back at the center of the world in trade of especially oil and the dollar. And China is in deep shite. It just is. So I don't think he wants the Strait open. I really don't. I think he really doesn't. Now, okay, let me get over here. Rexy, I don't see a way out without boots on the ground. I just don't think he wants the boots on the, I don't think he cares. I think all he cares is if that strait stays closed, it stays closed, China keeps being choked off. It doesn't help Russia any. And Iran is a byproduct of it. I think China and the BRICS nations were the number 1 and 2 targets. So, yeah, he can word it any way he wants, Urbexy. But if he openly said, my whole goal is to damage China, that's an act of war. To openly say it, that's an act of war. Or my whole thing is to take down the BRICS nations, to damage them. That's act of war. What he's done is, whether we like it or not, said, well, Iran's been a 47-year problem for the world. Especially for the globalists who like that free trade and all the stuff, to, being in bed with everybody else. So by saying, oh, we're doing it for Iran, he's not openly admitting that China and the BRICS are his targets. So once again, Rebecca, I think that I'm going to disagree with you and Jay Watterson. I think this was the plan. I do. I think this was the plan. It's too pat. But that said, a lot of people aren't going to like it or understand it. And it's made things rougher here. But Trump was honest about that. There's going to be some tough times. All right. Whoa. Dude, sorry, the chat jumped after Rebecca's comment. What the flip? I'm with Matt Tardio. Pickaxe Mountain with a tactical nuke. I would not want to use a nuke because I don't want to give the world using a nuke is a big one that even our staunchest ally may stink eye. I would rather use maybe a Moab or two. Victor Davis Hanson did a video the other day that Iran is running out of time. Go check it out. Victor Davis Hanson is very good at what he does, and I wish I could have his calm at times. And how he explains things is really good, so go check that out. But I think he's right that Iran is running out of time, and you do have to wonder, I don't know, this may be one of the few times where boots on the ground, some people say boots on the ground are a must, and I actually thought that myself, but I don't think that's where he wants to go. I just don't think that's where he wants to go. I would hit, maybe not just Pickaxe Mountain, but that island, Karg Island. I would probably Moab both places, Temperdino. No nuke, Moab. Moab them to the ground. Those Moabs don't take many, guys. You start using tactical nukes that flood the gates. Yes, exactly, Bexy, thank you. Yeah, the tactical nukes thing. Because if we use one, imagine the green light that kind of gives Russia a leg to stand on to use one in Ukraine. Well, hey, America, use one here. What are you going to do? Yell at us for it? So yeah, Rebexy, agree, 100%. All right, Venture Sog. F using nukes, very bad idea. There you go, I agree. No, I don't think we can use tactical nukes. It opens the floodgates, and boy, then people will be blaming Trump for that. Imagine if Trump did that in Iran. Can you imagine the floodgates or anybody else has tactical nukes? Like, well, America did it. Why can't we? Oh boy. Because then if Russia does it, they'll go, well, it's America's fault. Trump did it. Trump did it to help Putin. Trump did it to give Putin the green light to use tactical nukes. That will 100% be the narrative. Trump did it for his buddy Putin. Oh, fuck's sake. Exactly what will happen. 47 years go back between the UK and pissed off overthrew their government. Yeah. But it doesn't matter, Bexy. Iran has been a problem for a long time. And they have been screwing with the world. And the world has tried to be very milquetoast and capitulatory to them. And it doesn't matter. The more capitulatory you've been to them, the more you've tried to negotiate with them, the more they take up. The more arrogant they got, the more pushy they got, the more militant they got, the more terrorism they funded, the more people they killed. So it doesn't matter the original. We can go back forever. It's like people going, I want reparations for slavery a long time ago. You know, I was never a slave and you never owned a slave, but I want money. Let's just talk about that. But 47 years of dealing with them, trying to capitulate, trying to find a deal. Only so much. All right, Matt Tardio speaks out about this a lot. It's unlikely to open any floodgates. I think it will. I think it would clearly open a floodgate at least in one spot. I think it would hurt us on the world stage heavily if we use a nuke now, a tactical nuke now. And I do 100% believe Russia would use it as a stepping stone to use one themselves. I really think so. Hey, Rad, how you doing, buddy? Oh, yeah, it's a nice day here. It is gorgeous. Humidity's not too bad for this time of year. About 80 degrees, little breeze. That's beautiful. Got my American flag flying. Birds are on the bird feeder happy. But no, let me know in the chat. Okay, here, I don't know what to put. Put a boom or explosion symbol in the chat if you think that, yes, that would be it. Oh, if you can do this, put a green light in the chat if you think that'll give Russia a green light to use one. Put a red light in the chat if you don't think so. I'm curious what you think. I think it would give Russia a green light. And Temperdino, I really think it would give them a green light. I mean, how are you going to tell them no? How are you ever going to be angry at them? Because people kind of include this Iran war in the same way that Russia's war. Well, we went after Iran. Well, Russia went after, Ukraine. So if we use a tactical nuke, Russia's going to go, why can't we? I do not see any way that Putin would not use that as a free range. How you doing today, Rad? Russia came close to crossing the nuke red line last year when they used MIRVs without warheads. Yeah? I think Russia, boy, that a lot of people aren't paying as much attention to the Ukraine-Russia thing, but when Ukraine launched those drones into the sea there and attacked some Iranian supply ships going to Russia, ooh, that was something. That's kind of tying those wars together. That's another way. I mean, Trump is actually hurting Russia with this, because Iran and Russia were allies. All right, Mike, is it true that Trump has been living in your head run free since 2016? What do you mean, Mike? What do you mean? I am a person who will say the good and bad he does. So are you one of those, well, Trump has never done anything good, or Trump only spits rainbow dust and good stuff? Which is it? I'm reparations for all the welfare I've had to pay them. Be a little more clear, Mike. Who? Welcome, by the way, though. And thanks for commenting. I will try to catch up in the chat here and see if I can see what you were saying. We should use big fat nukes and turn Iran into Japan 2.0. Once you do that, I think most of the chat's going to agree with me that once one nation throws out a nuke, it gives everybody else the green light. Especially in a war where some people say we're the aggressors, which I can see their point of view, but I don't agree with. I think it gives Russia the definite green light. I do. And Russia has S-loads of nukes, and China has S-loads of nukes. So how are we going to tell Russia and China, our two biggest enemies, well, not in that order, China and Russia, hey, look, we nuked somebody, but don't you do it? I'm just saying. That opens the floodgates on two nuclear nations at least that hate us. Rat, got a poop emoji. Oh, I'm sorry, Red. Horror Fun says audio. What do you mean about my audio? I thought it was going through my Bluetooth, but if it's not, I can't do much about it. I got cars going by. It should have connected. It said it was connected. Okay, so Mike just wants to insult instead of answering questions. Okay, you go for it, Mike. Are you putting your hand in the ring there, Mike? Are you asking me out? I couldn't find any green lights. Hey, that'll work. It's Sog. Green. What, a green chili pepper? That'll work, guys. Yeah, green chili pepper. I like that. Yeah, I'm with Sog. I think it'll give them green light. At the very least to Russia, guys. How do we tell Russia? People have been worried about Putin using a tactical nuke as it is. So if we do it, how do we think he won't? Because they're not doing well, guys. I mean, Ukraine's been hitting them with drones and some of the technology that Trump has recently given them lease to use. Been hitting Moscow and other cities, taking out their version of Sam's Club and everything. It's like, whoa. It's getting a little uglier over there. Not a lot of people paying enough attention. There's a chance that Putin could get to the point where he's just going to go. I think us doing it would be bad. It's going to be the same way World War II did. Two separate wars that become intertwined. Well, they already technically are, since Ukraine did that. And Ukraine did that on purpose. Ukraine launched into that, I think, because they want to draw the wars together to get America to really kinetically come on their side. That's been Zelensky's dream clear back during the Biden years, to draw America this kinetically. Sorry, I'm trying to get that out of the way. Mike, still not answering. Okay, Trump been living your head, rent free. Okay, Mike. I asked you a couple direct questions, Mike. So I'm giving you chances, man. I'm asking which way it is. Is Trump living in my head rent free because I'm such a shill for him, or rent free because I hate him? Which is it? Make up your mind. I'm waiting to see if Turkey invokes Article 5. I've not liked Turkey being anywhere near NATO, or I don't like Turkey. I haven't liked Turkey for a long time. I think Turkey is at the best, a fair weather friend. It gets even one cloud in the sky in Turkey. I don't see Turkey as I don't like when people say, well, Turkey's our ally. No, they're not. I haven't liked Turkey for a long time. Turkey's always had some pretty rough stuff going on in their country with freedom, and they aren't an ally. They are a country always looking for that way to really cause a kerfuffle or get a little more power over there, I think. Which, hey, that's what the government of a country's supposed to do, I guess. All right, when Ukraine hit that Russian ship, it almost meant the definition of World War. Yeah, Urbex, you're right. Yeah, it almost. All right, Red, you nuke, you lose any moral high ground. Well, I don't always believe that. There are times nukes are called for, Red, and I think America used them properly in World War II. It would have cost insane amounts of American lives to slowly keep trying to just throw soldiers at Japan. It'd have been a slow, nasty, dirty slug. The amount of American soldiers that would have died would have been insane, and the amount of Japanese soldiers that would have died would have been insane. And citizens could have been bombing campaigns and street fighting. It would have been nasty. Yes, the nukes killed, but I think it was a moral thing to do at the time. Now, do I think it's a moral thing to do right now? No. I don't think this rises to it with the amount of weaponry we have now. I think Moabs are as big as a lot of small nukes. Just drop 4 or 5 Moabs. Pretty much flatten stuff. But I don't think it's a moral issue so much, Rad. I just think it gives a green light. Maybe you're a little bit right on the moral issue. A little bit the tail end of the moral issue. Because it would give Russia well, I can do it then. All right, Russia's going to do what Russia's going to do. They get desperate if they're not waiting. Yeah, but if we do it now, they might do it now. I don't know. I'm not sure they're going to do it. I think that maybe Rad has got a little bit right in there, that if Russia does it, they know they do lose a moral victory. There you go, rad. And they lose a sentiment of the world. There's a lot of people out there in parts of the world that do think Russia's not such a bad dude. But if they do nuke, drop a nuke in Ukraine, there's even a lot of their kind of allies that are going to go, shit. Even if they kind of support them doing it, it's because they crossed a line. And those lines, maybe I don't want to be involved with this because boy, oh boy, you dropped a nuke. This could really get ugly, right, Riker? Right. Sorry, I've been let out and attack dogged. Hi, Gemma. Hello, princess. Yeah, big girl. So I think there is, Rad, I'm going to say it's a mix between you and I. So yeah, you get a little bit of the moral right, the moral stuff on there, but I think it also makes everybody else go, shit, I don't want to be involved with this guy who just dropped the nuke, whether it's us or Russia, and it's going to make people step back from either. So Russia may not be doing it partially because of those two reasons, and we probably shouldn't either because of those two reasons. But I think it will give an automatic green light. I think it will. All right, Rad, poo emoji was because both options in here were a good idea. Okay. Well, it was a simple question. That's why I asked Red or not. And my question was a pretty straightforward question. Do you think if America used it, it would give Russia a green light? Or does it, to use your morals thing, comment, kind of, then do we have any moral way to tell Russia not to? We will. Why can't you? Nuking Japan ended the war and saved countless lives. 100%. 100%, Temperdino. Totally agree. All right, Half Truth, 1708. They not that much enemies with the Ice Wall Treaty. I'm sorry, I don't know everything, guys. Actually, I don't know much. But I'm sorry, when you say Ice Wall Treaty, all I get is Game of Thrones. So, Half Truth, let me know clarify a little more what you're saying there. Honestly. The consequences would be the same whether they have a green light or not. That's the thing. I don't think so. I think if we did it today, we use a tactical nuke in Iran, even if it's just one, I think you will see Russia use one in the next week after. And then I think that would spark it to World War III. I think that would 100% spark it. Now, once again, Moabs, which are as big as some nukes, and some of the pressure bombs, we could use those. And I think we could take out Karg Island and the mountain with just the Moabs and without having that green light and or moral issue as much. Anatolia? I'm not sure. Once again, guys, I know some things, but I'm an auto mechanic and don't know everything. So if you guys throw stuff out I don't know, I will ask you. Anatolia? You been to Turkey? Cool. Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. Turkey's closer to you guys. I always love that about Europeans. Oh, you Americans don't go anywhere. Yeah, well, I'm sorry if our country isn't the size of, Connecticut, and every other country's right next door to you within 3 hours away. I mean, I'm sorry. It's easy when you can just drive on over or take a 20-minute flight. But yeah, I don't know. America's big enough where we got so much to see here. Most people, I've been to 3 countries. How much of America have you seen? Well, I've never been out of my state. Oh. The Venture Sog, me neither. Turkey's a really dodgy country. It is. Urbexy may have had a good time, but there's a lot of speech and freedom issues there, and they are not. I still don't think they're very good allies of the West. I really don't. I'm not even sure they should be involved in NATO. I think they put Turkey in NATO just to try to bring them into the fold and go, come on, we're allies. And I think Turkey's going, we're allies. Wink, wink. Idaho Yeti? That's a nice one. Didn't white people originate near Turkey in the Caucasus? So they can't be all bad. Idaho Yeti, I think you're pretty close. That's good. I've done jokes before that got me in trouble. I'll say like white people, they're great. Everybody's showing at least two. Oh my gosh. Some people don't even think that's funny for some reason. Turkey. Oh, okay, Anatolia, Turkey. Got it. Thank you. The gerbil got back on the wheel. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, rad. Well, I know I'm behind, guys, but I really value your comments, so feel free to put them in there, and I will read them, even to you lefties, as long as you're not violating TOS or just blatantly, you're a dumbass. I'll engage with you. World War II versus Japan was a time to use it. Talk about today, unless it's a World War II level invasion. Yeah. No, Rad, I do not think Iran rises to the point of America using a nuke. And I've thought a little more about what you said. I think there is a moral component there that America would lose. But so would Russia if they use it. That's why they have not. A moral and a backing. And the rest of the world will just kind of go, do the Stewie at you. And I don't think America needs that or wants it. And I don't think Trump wants that. And I don't think that Putin knows. Oof. That's going to have to be when he's in some deep, deep shit. All right, Sog. Turkish bloke near me that runs a cafe got real upset when I walked in with my Israel t-shirt. Oh, my. Oh, my. Wonder Alex Jones didn't see you wearing that. Oof. We're talking tactics, and it doesn't matter. Nuke is a nuke. And a lot of people won't make that differentiation, Temperdino. A lot of people will just say nuke. And they will. Gosh darn, bug. Dude. But most people won't. A lot of people just say nuke. They won't make it. God dang, man. They won't make a differentiation between the downsides of doing this outside. Some bug found me of a tactical nuke or a holy mushroom clouds Batman. They won't make that differentiation. As soon as you use a nuke, it definitely is going to cause a mix of what I say and what Rad says. And that is bad, bad news. Pixay Mountain is begging for it. Once again, what's wrong with the Moabs? We have Moabs and pressure bombs that are insane. I think some of our Moabs are bigger than the mushroom bombs we dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I think they are. I know, Yeti. Is it a moral issue if the U.S. were to nuke Japan again to remind the world of our power? The way Japan actually loves America right now, idolizes our culture. They come over here just to be around Americans. They're actually a pretty staunch ally. Okay. I'm gonna catch some hell from at least probably 2 people in the chat right now. I think Japan is a better ally to America right now than the UK. Yep, I done pissed in that stream. Sorry, I done peed upstream there. Peed upstream of the drinking factory, of the drinking fountain. I think Japan is not the right one to use it on. I know, Yeti, you're giving me some tough comments there. I like it. I don't think Japan would be the one to use it on. It would have to be, once again, like you guys said in the chat, an invasion, total World War II, oh God, time. It'd actually be safer to use a full-on nuke than a tactical nuke. Tactical nuke is a green light. A strategic nuke tell other countries to sit down. I think that's still a dim green light. I think actually with Russia, once again, I think it's a green light. Maybe not other countries, but Russia. Putin would use that as an excuse. He really would. And man, could you imagine the leftards in this country? Even some center and right people. If we use a nuke on Iran, oh. Let's see. No, it's not. It's not, Temperdino. I think me and other people here are disagreeing with you. Once that nuke gets dropped, people aren't going to see that as drastically different. All right. Oh, man. Vietnam? If I'm not getting that right, but I'm sorry. I am sorry. Sorry, I'm not getting pronounced the rest of that. Vietnam. Do you like Nova Scotia? Honestly, to be honest, I don't know much about Nova Scotia. I don't know much about it. I don't know enough to like it or dislike it. I mean, Anatolia is what Turkey was before Turkey. Yep, I got it, Temperdino. Urbexy say when he threw Turkey in there, somehow my brain made that connection. No name F8. I know, right? Okay. How you doing, no name? Stuart Gorham. The country of Turkey is referred to as a seat of Satan in the Bible. Shit, I didn't know that. Is it? Holy crap. That's right. Okay. Son of a bitch. Political purposes. What's up? How you doing, man? There is no turkey in the Bible. Wow. I admit I don't know the Bible very well, guys. I'm religious, but I don't really ascribe to any one part of Christianity, but I do believe in God, definitely. There's God. There's some. I just don't think we have all the answers to say there isn't, and I believe in it. But I don't go with the. Some people would say the corporate religions as much. So I don't know the Bible as well. I do know some of it, but I don't know as much. You guys probably know a lot more than I do, obviously. How you doing today, political purposes? You're good, dude. I'm just happy. I'm just happy anybody stops by, so I'm not just yapping to myself. Because as you guys know, I'm behind in the chat because I like to read the chat. Kind of look like Wesley Snipes. Me? Well, I would take that as a compliment. Who isn't pissed off we didn't get more Wesley Snipes Blade movies? By the way, Black Panther wasn't the first black superhero movie, black led. It was Blade or Spawn. Yep. I love how Spawn and Blade are getting left out of that. Oh, we had to have Black Panther. Gotta have the black led superhero movie the first. It wasn't. Spawn. Blade. Sorry. All right. Squirrel. Putin ain't getting any younger and kind of backing himself into the corner. A cornered psycho is the worst. And you know what, Rebexy? It's not just Putin. Sorry, guys, I'm kicking my table. I'm moving all over here. It's not just Putin. Look at the Russians. Look at their history. They will throw bodies at anything. They will decimate their population. They don't care. And it is even their people, their soldiers, will just throw themselves at that wall. And I get that picture in my head of the scene of all the zombies in World War Z just up against the wall. It's almost like what the Russians are. It's a strength of theirs, and it can be a weakness because they will just keep going until they decimate their population, but they'll just keep throwing people at you. But yeah, I get it. I get it, Urbexy. A cornered psycho is like a cornered animal. Be careful. Get a bottle of vanilla. My wife actually has got a half-truth. How you doing, by the way? Thank you. My wife has made something up. It's got a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of vanilla, and something else in it. In a little spray bottle. That works pretty good. But thank you very much. Yeah, vanilla is crazy how it works. We actually have a lot of vanilla around us. We both like it. Rebecca, a thermobaric bomb is probably a cool call. A good call? Because a similar pressure wave to a nuke. Yes. Yes, that's why. Thermobaric is the name, but yeah, some people call them pressure bombs. Yeah, a pressure bomb, it goes off above the surface, and like you said, it has the wave of a nuke, the pressure wave, without the radiation and stuff, and without that moral ambiguity, where people go, you used a nuke. No, we didn't. We used a pressure bomb. So we could do that. Moab/pressure bomb time. Sog. A lot of people love Japan. Half truth. I'd rather be in Japan, yeah? Japan than America? Sorry, I'm putting notifications out when they pop up. Islamic Republic. Dude, Japan is heading towards the same problem as a lot of countries. Islamic invasion. Islamists are invading. There's people in Europe starting to say it's time for the second crusades. Or is it third? Does that be the second or third, guys? So you better with the biblical times out there. Help me out. Is that the second or third crusades? But either way, they're saying we need a new crusade. That people start paying attention. The Muslims are causing kerfuffles everywhere. All right, Stuart Gorham. Oh, crap. Dude, I was reading that. When I get so far behind the chat, guys, sorry, it jumps. So if I do miss any of your comments, please put it back in. Turkey was Asia Minor in the Bible. Oh, okay. Asia Minor in the Bible or Anatolia. I knew the name Anatolia, but I didn't know where it was until a couple of you guys threw back in Turkey. There were 7 churches located in the book of Revelation. And referred to as seed of Satan. Wow. Vladimir. All right. You ate Adil? The deep state and Mossad might trigger a dirty bomb here to push this further. Possibly. I would say, I'd say the deep state. Good grief. Sorry, I did something stupid there. I'd say I'd be more worried about our deep state than Israel. I don't think Israel is the great Satan, but I think I'd worry more about our deep state. I think our deep state is the nasty fuckers, excuse my language, that America has to worry about. The deep state is nasty. The deep state is the engineer behind a lot of the craziness going on right now. And Trump smacked the deep state in the happy sacks when he got rid of Act Blue. And now the deep state has happened to be coming back. I think the deep state is rising to try to regain. After Charlie Kirk's death, once again, after Charlie Kirk's death, they saw, yes, the left joined together because they're retards and evil and screwed up in the head. But the right joined together. Center and right joined together because people of common sense looked at Charlie Kirk and went, what the fuck? But then the deep state said, we cannot have this cohesiveness. This level of cohesiveness, these people will vote for more Trumps. They will not vote for candidate A and candidate B like we tell them. They will vote against our candidates. And yes, A and B, I will say, are both deep state candidates, just different flavors of deep state. But Trump got in, and they don't like it, and they don't want to make sure that you, me, and everybody else don't vote for another Trump. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be more worried about our deep state than I would the Mossad. I don't think doing a dirty bomb in America would be, once again, World War III totally. And with everything going on right now, there's no guarantees we'd come out of it. So I'm not sure they would do that, because Israel would probably be one of the first. Israel's not that big, guys. I think Israel would disappear right away. It would give certain countries who don't like Israel the automatic button. They would destroy Israel almost right away. Israel would not come out of it good, so I don't think the Mossad would do that. I think it's inevitable this heading to major conflict. There's a good chance. There's a good chance of it. People whose opinions count hate people whose opinions count in geopolitics. I'm not sure, once again, sometimes the gerbil comes off the wheel and I can't keep up. Loss of devices will cause more harm to millennials than the war itself. Yeah. Well, these people don't have a lot of skills. I fix stuff. I am a fixer. I took, Urbex's going to laugh at me, but I took a flat screen TV apart that somebody threw out, and I actually found the problems in it. I ordered a little sheet between the screens and found a problem with this ribbon. I mean, a lot of people don't have skills anymore. I know how to light fires, I know how to cook, I know how to camp, I know how to survive in the woods. A lot of people don't know how to do anything. So if you lose things, the power and the grid and everything, yeah, some people are screwed. There we go, more BS anti-Israel spurge. I didn't anti-Israel nothing. I just said that Israel, dude, I stood up. I said, I don't think the Mossad would do that. Of course, I'm behind in the chat. You're probably going to agree with me later on. Bad for PR, but eventually they may say to hell with PR. If you're talking about Russia, there is a chance, but it would have to get worse. It would have to get much worse for Russia. I think if let's say the Russia starts collapsing in this battle over there, starts collapsing, and you got Ukrainian troops heading towards Moscow, I think maybe then they would do it. But it would have to be something bad, I think, at this point. I've never read the Fake Man-Made book. Fake Man-Made book? Oh, half-truths, I get you. Nighthawk, Quartering is a cuck. He's not the guy he used to be, but he does. Hey, by the way, go look at his video where he was talking to Alex Jones. Yeah, I'm not the greatest, but there are parts of that where the quartering, even a stopped clock is right twice a day. He actually really, if he could be that person more, he would be better off. There was some time in there where he really laid it out pretty well on what's going on with the right, the deep state, and some other stuff. But yeah, I don't know if he's a cuck. I don't mind him that much. I just think he's lost a lot of focus, and he's kind of To quote as, if you know who as is, he's boring a lot of times. That's my biggest problem. I just don't think he's engaging anymore. I went on a mini crusade on Sunday. Yes, Sog. Sog is in the UK, for those you don't know, and he is huge in saving his country from the Islamic invasion, and his government looking at the people of the UK and going, we don't care about you. We want our new people coming in that we know will do whatever we tell them and vote for us. All right, the Russian military was just over 1 million troops. They have had to replace 1.1 million. No way they're voluntary. I don't know. Ukraine is conscripting people of all ages, even some females now. Russian people, Urbexy, we would hear about a lot of conscriptions that was going on. People would love to lambaste Russia for that. Love to take that ha-ha Putin. We're not hearing a lot of that. Russians, once again, they will throw themselves at the wall and keep doing it. I'm not sure we're seeing conscriptions yet. I think a lot of Russians are still maybe not as patriotic as America is at times, but it's close. And I think a lot of them do believe, like Putin, that a lot of those lands and those people are Russian. So I don't know. Russians will just throw themselves at the wall. Who's bringing in the invaders? The Jews? Nah. I don't think so. I don't think it's the Jews. I think it's a world thing, a leftist thing. They want the new votes, the new power. To gain power, they are not. The people in most first world nations were looking at these globalists, these leftists, and going, we don't want that. We want this, the more freedom side, the more common sense. We don't want you growing the government. And the left doesn't like that. They believe in big government. They believe in more power. They believe in socialism, and they believe in communism. So you got to bring in new people. Since your people say reject you, it's just like the left in America with kids. The left isn't having kids. They're not replacing themselves. I believe it's like that in a lot of countries, but the left isn't replacing themselves right now. So that's why they're going after your kids. They have to do something to replenish their numbers and try to keep them from failing so fast. They aren't having kids. The right and center in this country are either near replacement or at replacement. Mostly the far right are at or over replacement. The left are way below. The left is a self-defeating, group here in America. They're going to be less and less, and they know it. That's why they go after your kids. They don't have their own to indoctrinate, so they go after yours. So I don't know. I don't think the Jews are the problem. I think it's the left. In a lot of countries, the leftists, they're suicidally, it's a saying, YouTube, I'm not doing that, but they're suicidally empathic, and also, it's the retards among them, the dummies out there. Where I use the example, the lady who was walking with her boyfriend, and I believe it was a Black Lives Matter goof nut, went and killed her boyfriend. And later, she never even said shit about her boyfriend. I didn't really care too much, but she was all feeling bad for the guy who killed her boyfriend. He should get off. It's like, oh my God, that's the left. The dummy lower left are the suicidally empathic retards out there. These are the people that ate not just paint chips, but their own toenails and licked the toe jam from between their toes. And these are people that would have been in padded rooms. But now, we gotta just feel and help out their little bad fifis. No, put them in padded rooms like we used to. Get the insane people out of the way from us. But the higher ups on the left are the ones that use these retards, because the higher ups want the power. That's all there is to it. Vote for me, political purposes. Hey, you know what? I've always said, I don't think I could do politics, because you people think I'm mad at Trump. I think Trump's way too soft. I would have had the illegals out of here by now, and I would have used National Guard if I had to. I would have done Insurrection Act. I know people say, oh, you say that now. I go, nah, I really, in my soul, believe that I would have been much tougher than Trump. Tougher. If shit like Minnesota happened under me, I'd be like, nope. I would have arrested Walz, I would have arrested Fry, I would have arrested all these assholes. I'd arrest Pritzker, I'd arrest the city councils, I'd arrest governors, I'd arrest lieutenant governors, whatever it took. If you are hiding illegals, you are doing this Um, you know, oh, help me out here, guys. Where they won't help ICE, you know. If you're flouting federal law and hiding and giving money to these people, and people go, oh, it's not federal money, it's state money. Where do you think that state money comes from? They take the federal dollar, and then move it over here and get it illegal, but it's not federal money. It is. I would have got the illegals out. I really would have. I've said it before, I would stand up at a podium and say, as of this day, to all illegal aliens in America, you have exactly 30 days to leave with everything you can carry. Everything you can carry. In 30 days, we will remove you, and you will take only what we shove you on the plane with, the C-130. We'll shove you in that plane, and you're going back. And you're not getting off. We're going to give you parachutes, but we're not landing. We're just going to go, enjoy. Enjoy floating to the ground and sitting to see your country from above as you land lightly. But stay there you will. And I would go after employers. I'd go after banks. I'd go after landlords. I would go after anybody helping. But yeah, so Trump just doesn't have the... Jay Waters would say taco, and I would agree on that. Trump doesn't have... He still tries to be liked. He still can't stand the heat too much. He gets up to the point, but then stops. Reciting Mossad comment in the live. Okay. I know you were adventurous dog, but, you know, I'm behind. Yeah, I know I'm behind. But I value your guys' comments. You guys take time to say them. Did you know the Quad Cities had cat litter boxes in the schools a few years ago? Yes, I do. Half truth. There was a couple, especially on the Illinois side, that did do the litter box thing. In fact, I had to tell a friend about his grandkids. An older friend. He's older than me. I swear it. He's in his 67. And I tell him, hey, watch out with your grandkids. It's one school. They got the rainbow flags and not the American flags. He went and looked. He's like, oh, F. So they moved their kids. That's why the DSA has so much support, because of the anti-APAC and opposed. I don't think they're that opposed to the APAC. They just want the power for themselves. They only, and APAC is not as powerful as people think it is. There are lobbies in this country, in our government, that make APAC look like not even one kibble in your dog food bowl. APAC is actually nowhere near as powerful as Pfizer and, you know, the flock camera stuff and all the surveillance networks and stuff like that. I don't care, though. I don't like anybody involved. I would negate all lobbying, all money from the outside. I would negate it all. So I'm not this person's okay, not this person. I don't want anybody involved. No lobbyists, no buying stocks, none of it. Gary, cat boxes in school, are you effing Republitard? Oh, okay, so Gary, there are news stories, videos, even some leftist local news stations put out stories on schools in multiple states that let kids identify as animals, I'm cat self, and had litter boxes. If you don't want to look it up, then okay, that's a you problem, but thanks for being here. Try commenting a little better, and maybe without the insults right away. Insult me after you ask me a real question with real facts. All right, Timothy Bradley. DSA has support because globalists after our economy for the last 20 years. Thing is, the DSA is no better. These are people that support globalism in a way. DSA does support a lot of globalism. And also the DSA is retarded. They're only kowtowing to retards. Retards are like, get rid of the police. You know, everybody that votes for these these communists thinks somehow in their brain they think, well, I'm going to be near the top. Only the oligarchs in a communist society do good. There's the rich, and then there's everybody else under them waiting in lines for toilet paper. It's not just globalists, by the way. I think it's a ruling class in a lot of first world and second world nations that, once again, governments tend to power. They tend to sucking up power and becoming the anarchists, or not anarchists, the more of a monarchy. They kind of cohesively become that. That's why in America our forefathers set us up as a republic, and so we had to fight to keep it, and gave us the rights of speech and weaponry and everything to stop it. But I don't think DSA is any better, and what they're espousing is no better. They still want to keep in contact with other countries. They just want to have the power. That's all it is. It's all about power. And they actually say, seize the means of power. I don't see anything they do that will not change us from dealing with a globalist society just in the way they want to. Jimmy Carr said it best, U.S. communism isn't about redistributing wealth. It's about redistributing status. Yeah? Well, that's why a lot of communism is. A lot of communism is being mad that you are the grasshopper and not the ant. Idle and being mad at the ant for not giving you stuff. And then thinking when you vote for more grasshoppers that you're going to somehow end up being the top grasshopper, and you ain't. Far right don't procreate is filled with incels. Well, yeah, that, and also even a lot of left-leaning women prefer center-right guys. They'll get with the left guy, but he's a wuss. He's a wimp. He's nothing. He's got soy noodle arms. He won't stand up for them. When there's a spider to squish, the lady's probably going to be squishing it or going, ah, and he's going to be going, ah. They don't. Even lefty women, in their soul, they may go, oh, we hate toxic masculinity. Except when they live with a guy. They still want a manly man. Well, I'm sorry, ladies. There are idiotic things you do with your genetics and idiotic things men do with our genetics, but they do hunger for each other. But yeah, the left doesn't. The left is dating less than anybody right now. They are the ones that are, well, sit and play the computers, wax or weasel, or just ignore each other and not have any human contact more than anybody. They're not procreating. They are a self-fixing problem. That's why they're after your kids and mine. Again, against the establishment. UTHS, wow, United Township High School. Damn, half-truth. I had litter boxes for furries. I talked to the parents. Yes, that was one of the schools that there was a kerfuffle around here, around in the Quad Cities. Let's see. People vote for the DSA, if people vote for the DSA, socialism / communism, it's communism. When you got Bill Maher out there openly admitting Bam Danny and these DSA people are communists, you've got other major left-wing pundits saying the same thing. When they're openly admitting they've lost control and now they've caused communism, take them at their word, guys. All right, let me catch up here a little bit. Vladimir, deep state are the globalists in EU and Mossad responsible for all these proxy wars. I don't agree that. I don't think Mossad done that. You and I can disagree. I'm not gonna get on the it's all the juju train, as I like to call it. Yes, I do. I call it the juju train. Too many people try to blame a small amount for the whole world's problems. I think there's a lot of bad people, evil people, and stupid people everywhere. And I don't think it's just the Jews. Any other Enoch Paul in the UK? I don't know who that is, Sog. As president, you can't arrest anyone. Obviously, you don't know the justice system works. Logic and reason. I didn't say the president was going to do it. The president can make executive orders, and there are ways he can do it. Now, you obviously don't know how our banking system works. The FDIC, our banks and credit unions are under the FDIC, which is a federally regulated system. And we have major rules and restrictions. The federal government, the president, and especially with immigration, since it is fully under him, can look at the banks and go, we are going to come in. If you have every illegal alien in there, we are going to take that account, that house, that car. That money, house, and car are gone. He can do that. And as for going after people in businesses, yeah. If we have immigration and you are employing these people, it is illegal to employ illegal aliens. Once again, under the federal system, immigration, illegal aliens are under the executive branch. He can do something about that. There are definite laws, and there are federal laws on this. It's not just state laws and city laws. There are federal laws. So any federal law to do with that can go after these people. There are federal housing laws too. So there are problems here. All right. Let's see. Sanctuary cities. Thank you, Timothy Bradley. Sanctuary. Sanctuary. Oh, shut up. I told you I'm a jerk, guys. I would even go after any church. If there's a church near you that has a food bank and they are giving any, I don't care if it's a Twix bar, God, I like Twix, a Twix bar to an illegal alien while still Americans in line behind them, that church should lose tax exempt status. I am that. I am done with anybody being put first in this country over American citizens. And the same about your country, whether it's UK, France. I don't care if it's country whatchamacallit. If your government is giving stuff to your citizens, any of your citizens after non-citizens, your government is a piece of shit. And I agree, our government here in America has become shitty in a lot of places, especially lefty areas though. Yeah, abolish the police and run the justice system. You can, yeah. I'm not a big America, the police state. How? We're not totally a police state. Police states are what we could have become if under the Biden administration they enacted the government board of disinformation with Mary Poppins. Remember that? That was directly out of 1984 and/or whatever good movie with Christian Bale. I'll wait to see that in a chat. Amazing movie. If you've never seen it, go watch it. Somebody in the chat's going to put it in there, though. But yeah, right out of 1984, they tried to enact a government board of disinformation, and the Biden administration and Obama was using government agencies to go after right-leaning, centrist people and/or putting government offices in all of our social media and telling people what not to put in, like the Hunter Biden laptop. Stuff like that. So we were on our way to a police state. But it's been backed off a lot. Now, if Kamala had won, we would have edged closer to where the UK is, where every street corner looks like a porcupine of cameras, where you can be put in jail for speech. You already got lefties out there screeching about speech. Look what they say. This speech shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, hate speech is not allowed. Bullshit. All speech. In fact, our forefathers said it's the speech you do disagree with and don't like that must be allowed. Or somebody could say anything about your speech. So I don't think we're a police state. We aren't a police state, but we are, let's just say we've gone in some ways a little farther than I'd like. Right, Riker? Big dog? I think my dog wants in. My wife put him out. What's another big boy? Yeah. Big moose. America is the police of the world. That is a problem that I don't care for. Yes, you are right. Political purposes. I believe that was you? Yeah. All right, I'm trying to catch up. Tuco McGee, bless your heart. I don't know if you're saying that sarcastically or not. If you're not, thank you. If you are, well, thank you anyway. All right. Trying to catch up here. Sorry. Sorry, man. Oh, God, I was reading Tuco's. Oh, my God. I got so far behind it. Just, if you guys, I'm gonna have to catch up. So if I missed anything, feel free to put back in. I'll get behind again, but I'm gonna answer you if I can. Jay Watterson, yep, there are federal laws that are being ignored for the most part. Yes. See, once again, me and Jay Watterson agree. There we go. Of course, he's used to that too, just like I am. We'll go after each other, but then we end up agreeing on a lot of stuff. But yeah, federal laws are being ignored and they should be used. And we needed we got Trump, which is better than presidents we've had in my lifetime, but we need an Abraham Lincoln, and Trump isn't that. An Abraham Lincoln would look at these federal laws. He would have stomped out all this shit in Minnesota. He would have got the illegals out now, no matter what it took, even if it violated the Constitution in some ways. Because Lincoln looked at, do I follow every rule and regulation and let the country fall, or do I save the country? And Trump isn't that strong, unfortunately. Trump lets federal district court judges tell him what to do on immigration when they have no standing. Supreme Court said it twice, they have no standing. Yet Trump goes, darn, I'll have to see him in court. He usually wins, but it takes time. He needs to tell him to fuck off. He's not that man, unfortunately. There are flock cameras everywhere. I know there are, but... Okay, are you talking to me? You're calling me a fucking moron? You fucking moron? I hope not. Doesn't mean we're a police state. They're not everywhere. And people are fighting them. In the UK, they don't fight the cameras. A lot of countries, they don't fight the cameras. They just walk around. We know they can see and hear everything we do. We know that online they spy on us and just, oh, you said a bad word. Go to jail. Even if you're a veteran, tee. So we're not there. But people are going after the flock cameras. We are still fighting. There are people going into city council meetings, state houses, so we're not there. So if you're calling me a fucking moron, whatever. After North Korea doesn't even have flock cameras, doesn't even have flock cameras. Well, they don't need them. They don't need them. Little difference there. You're comparing apples to Hondas, bud. Little bit of apples to Hondas there. Thank you, Sog. Well, I don't mind bad words, just to automatically say that, I mean, whatever. I believe America's under attack and they're not telling people. Biohacking people with voice to skull, etc. I'm not sure about that half-truth. I know there's a lot of stuff out there. In fact, the weaponry Trump showed in Venezuela and the world, if you think about this, if they're comfortable showing us that, what do they have? I believe there's a lot of stuff like that we may not know about, but whether they're using it on us yet or not, I don't know. I mean, there are headphones that just go by your ear and use bone induction. Republicans as a party is not the party of Trump. Well, no, because I've said before, Trump, a lot of Republicans hate Trump just as much as the left. Because, like I said, a lot of Republicans are uniparty. It's all uniparty, and Trump went in and made Republicans look just as bad as Democrats. Republicans and Democrats alike run for office year after year, decade after decade. I'm trying, vote for me one more time, I will get it done. These evil person, the other side of the aisle won't let me do it. But then Trump goes in and goes, get stuff done that they told us couldn't be done, or they couldn't get done for another 20 years. So Trump made them all look stupid. Trump exposed one thing big in our government, that it can be done if they want to, but they don't want to. And the SAVE Act is just one more follow-up to that exposure. That the government, the deep state, the uniparty, whatever you want to call it, doesn't want to work for you and me. 80+% of all left, right, center, Smurf, puppy dog Americans want the SAVE Act, and the government is going, sorry, Red Dwarf. Tina Pangborn? It's all a show. I've said before, there's a lot of it that is a show. You're right. That's why I say uniparty. The uniparty, a lot of it is a show for us. That's why I think a lot of the uniparty and deep state are behind the keeping us separated. Polar is showing up worse for Republicans. Yeah, they are. Now, will everything Trump has done with the redistricting, damaging the Democrats in other ways, and the Democrats being very unpopular and split themselves right now. There are a lot of DSA people that don't want to vote for Democrats. They're like, Democrats are reaching out because Democrats are desperate. Hakeem Jeffries was going, yeah, we all still all one party under this big tent together. I don't know why I'm giving him that accent. What the flip was that? But I'm going to stick with it. We're all one tent. I'm going James Carville on him. We're all under one tent together, DSA and us. We just got to tell them they can't do this. And DSA are going, fuck you. We don't want to moderate with you. We don't like you anymore than we like the right. In fact, we're taking over your shit. That's what's happening. So, but Republicans are showing up bad, but I'm not sure a lot of the polling's taking into account the DSA may not vote for Democrats right now. I don't know. I do think Trump has made some missteps that have definitely caused problems. I'm not going to stand up for him. Well, there's a few kerfuffles. Once again, I think I know why he is doing the Strait of Hormuz stuff, but it's still hurting. El Sidro said hi, hello, welcome. By the way, guys, I haven't even asked once. If you can please at least give me a thumbs up for chatting with you. If you like, subscribe. If I made you mad, subscribe. Or if you shop back another time, then maybe. But, thanks for stopping in. Let's see here. Meg Differ, we're cutting out surveillance. Well, yeah, I know you are, but you've got so many. You've got so many surveillance cameras. Like I said, you look at your cities, every street corner looks like a flippin' robo-porcupine. And American cities don't look like that yet. Yet. If Kamala had won, it would have looked at that probably at the end of her first term. Would we even been able to vote her out the second time? I don't know. You may be cutting them down, but the problem is you guys let so many happen. Americans are cutting down flock cameras now. We are not even a drop of piss in the bucket with cameras where you guys are. And Americans are already cutting them down. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the UK seem to let things go to the extreme far end of oh shit, we're screwed before they do anything. You've got so much cameras, so many bad laws, so many bad politicians. I've said it before. I'm not sure you can save the country over there. It's going to take almost a V for Vendetta moment now. Tim Pool may be right about a civil war, but it may not be here. Sorry. Dang, notification suddenly. It doesn't have a flock because they have nothing to power them with. Yeah. Good point. Solar powered. Well, I don't know. I actually hear that North Korea doesn't get as much sun as a lot of the other areas around there. Plus, solar cameras aren't perfect, guys. There's a lot of times you don't get enough solar. The SAVE Act is stalled in the Senate and it's still, yeah, exactly, political purposes, and it shouldn't be. All Republicans should vote for it automatically. And at least most Democrats should. But you're going to get a certain Republican uniparty. It's always just enough. You ever notice how that is? It's always just enough not to get something done for you and me. Just enough. You want something, I want something. And even the left are so TDS. They won't give Trump a little bit of kudos for trying to back something that even the left says should be backed. Trump's up there telling Congress to get off their asses. He's saying, get this passed, stop effing around. And they won't do it. But the left, fuck Trump. Oh my God. Even Obama once in a while would say something, I go, okay, that's not a bad idea. But the leftards are so stupid. Come together on the stuff we can agree on. Then we can keep arguing about the rest. All right. If DSA and Democrats split the vote, Republicans can reverse the history trend. Yeah, and that's the problem. But the problem is, political purposes, is we have to worry about this Tucker, Candace, Alex Jones bullshit split now. Once again, it just seems too pat. It seems like the deep state is pulling back power. They're finding ways to pull back power. But there is a good chance still they could reverse this trend. Whoa, holy crap. The Grim Gnome. Nice name. DSA will use the Democrat Party. Yeah. The DSA right now is feeding on the corpse of the Democrat Party. Democrats better do something or else. Hakeem Jeffries come out making his milquetoast pussy butt comment. Well, we got to push back. No, we really don't believe in this, but it's still a big tent. We're all one. No. The DSA is saying, no, we are not. We are using you. They're openly saying it. We don't believe in your shit. We're not going to vote for you. We don't believe in you. We're not moderating crap. Democrats need to stand up and go, shit, you aren't us. Democrats need to nix them from using all their platform, their money, all their infrastructure, and they're not, and my dogs are attacking each other. Riker is attacking Gemma. That's 100 pounds versus 77 pounds. Democrats are short-sighted. Democrats are very short-sighted. Democrats never look at consequences. Democrats just do what feels good in the moment, what gives them power in the moment. I always say, left has no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. Yeah, right. They're very short-sighted. They don't think. They just, hey, here's power. Grab it. But they don't go, well, what about down the road? What's going to happen? So you're right. They are short-sighted. And the right are usually a bunch of wusses. Give us the power, vote us in. Oh my God, icky, 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 power. That's what it is. We're stuck between insane people on the left, very short-sighted retards, and wusses. Great. All right. You guys, yes, commenting between each other. Thank you. I like seeing that. Hopefully the flat cameras will catch election fraud vehicles. Hey, I like that half-truth. Finally, a good use for flock cameras. I'm just glad a lot of Americans home to flock off. To be partially funny. Oops. Somehow my thing glitched. It always glitches at just like over an hour and a half. Then somebody got kicked. I saw that. Sorry. Defund flock cameras. A lot of people are. People are pissed. Here in my area, half-truth is in my area, obviously. But probably seen a lot of the same comments and posts I am everywhere. People are pissed. People are after these flock cameras, are cutting them down even in the Quad Cities area. People are going to meetings. People are like, we don't want this shit. Get it out of here. So people are busting out where they're at. It's great. And I'm very happy to see that because I don't want to end up, sorry, SOG, sorry, Urbexy. I don't want to end up where the UK is. It's nice that we're pushing back earlier. And unfortunately, I wish your citizens had done the same. You've waited till you're so deep. Excuse me, I gotta let my dog in. He wants in pretty bad. Hang on. Is Mitch McConnell alive? Nobody knows. Where in the world is Mitch McConnell? Sorry, right back. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. All right, go on in. I'll be done in about 5-10 minutes there. Good luck, Jimbo. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me on these or not. Some people, sometimes they work and connect, sometimes they don't. Yeah, where in the world is Mitch McConnell? Yeah, Mitch, in a way, I will almost applaud the right, because what they're doing with Mitch McConnell is something the left would do. And the right, before Trump, wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have had the chutzpah to do it. They would have just been, oh, Mitch is dead. Even if we lose the seat, lose power, damages us, whatever. You kind of got to give the right a little, ooh, nice. For being a little more like the left, a little more cutthroat. Because if Mitch is gone and they're covering this to save the power, save the seat or whatever, hey, maybe a little bit of Trump has rubbed off on the Republicans. Right, sorry, backing up. Mitch is probably not alive, but they don't want to trigger a special election. Yep, exactly. Just talking about. Silva's had 2 of them cut down. Yeah, yep, I saw a couple of posts the other day, and people are going, a hero. Not all heroes wear capes. Good job. People giving them advice. Don't carry your cell phone with you, pair of earbuds, AirPods. You want anything they can ping to find out who is around. So yeah, there are some getting nipped here in the Quad Cities area, guys. It's more than just Flock. There are Axon and Motorola. Yeah. I don't even like the police having the cameras in their cars that run plates all the time automatically. I don't like the police. It's not spying on us. We're in the public eye. I get it. But I don't like our government always going, may I see your papers? I don't like that. Some people, oh, but it saves lives. No, I don't care. Do not, anybody who gives up a little bit of what, a little bit of freedom, and I can't remember what the whole Benjamin Franklin saying is, but then you deserve neither. A little safety and a little bit of your freedom, you deserve neither, something like that. Sorry, I don't remember. There's no way Democrats can win the Senate. Oh, no, political purpose, I agree. The Democrats cannot flip the Senate. Anybody that says that is goofy. There's no way they can flip the Senate, but the Democrats may be able to gain the House, which just means they'll tie everything up. Means our, just 2 years of jackassery. So, yeah. Oh, Grim Gnome. All right, what's your ideal 2028 ticket look like? I don't know if we have anybody else in the pipeline to be good, but I am either thinking Rubio Vance or Vance Rubio are the way we're going to have to go. And I've said this before, this is never going to happen, guys. But if we run Vance Rubio this time, see how it works. And then I think it should run Rubio Vance the next 4 years, then Vance Rubio, then Rubio Vance. It'll never happen, but I think it would just be the ultimate troll. And I think it would be good. I think we'd get some different changes in between them. I will say Vance has done good, but I don't think he's a cult following like some channels. Got all the chubby Vance memes. I think Rubio has actually been a little better for the administration, for the country lately. I know people can go, he's neocon, but he's really changed a lot, and he's done pretty good. He's done a lot to push back on China and help America out in the world. So I'm going to say I don't know if we have a choice. I don't think there's anybody else to stand up. Do you think it'd be Vance Rubio? I think it should be Vance Rubio. I think it should be. I've been warming up to Rubio. Not sure I trust Vance. Yeah, Grim Gnome, I can understand that. That's why I kind of say, I don't know. And Rubio's taken a lot of popularity away from Vance. Rubio's gotten much more popular. He's like you. A lot of people warmed up to Rubio. He's talked a little more of the talk when we need it. He's been a little more stand-up-ish, and he's been out there. He's been out in the trenches really helping America's interests heavily. And I think that's registering on people. He does some amazing speeches at places, and he seems to really be fire in his heart. He's gone off prompter a few times if you look at some of his speeches, and he's like Trump in a way. He can go off prompter and still, and he's pretty clear on his thoughts and feelings. Vance is a little more, I know Rubio's been a politician a long time, but Vance, you get a little more polish, political feel. That's just me. Marco over JD, but I like Massey. I don't think Massey could ever make president. Massey screwed up. I mean, some of you guys on here are disagreeing with my thoughts on Massey. Massey screwed the pooch. Massey forgot a rule. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Nancy Pelosi. I don't care if it's Massey. I don't care who you are. We vote you into Congress. You are there to be our mouthpieces. When the American people overwhelmingly say, dance, monkey, dance, they go, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and do it. When Massey's constituents overwhelmingly said, we voted for Trump for this and this, and Massey, every time he could, said no and stymied that, I'm not even talking about pissing with Trump. I don't care. I'm talking about his own constituents. Massey wouldn't have lost because he was super popular until he looked at Trump's biggest things that the people under him voted for and said no every time. That pissed off his constituents. And I would honestly hope that Thomas Massey would learn from that. Because as smart as he is, he had a little arrogance there and he shouldn't have done that. He caused his own problem. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I do agree with him on some stuff. But he has an absolutism problem. And nobody should be in our government if they're an absolutist. I don't think it can work. And he is too much of that libertarian mindset where I don't care. It's almost anarchist. I would say he's light, though, on it. I might be reading him. I might not be explaining it properly. But Massey caused his own problem. Massey caused his own problem. Now, if he runs for, what is it, Senate he's thinking of running? I kind of hope he wins. I know people go, what? It doesn't matter. I hope he wins because he's better than a lot of them in there. And I'm hoping he's paid attention. These people are not there to go by their feelings, their heart. I don't care. This is what my moral said. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who you are. You are there to do what we tell you. And when it's not small, I mean, sure, if it's 49 to 51%, I get it. But when it's overwhelmingly your constituents voted for choice A and choice B, and you go, screw you, I'm going C, or I don't give a shit about what you want, I'm doing what I feel, you don't need to be there. These people are our mouthpieces. They are. I know some of you aren't going to like it, but they are our mouthpieces. Dance, monkey dance. Just like right now, when 80+% of all Americans, by even CNN and MSNBC polls, want the SAVE Act passed, and our government isn't doing it, these wiener suckers, I don't know if I can say the other one, wiener suckers need to be doing it. Dance, fucking monkey dance. I'm not holding them to any, I'm not holding Massey to anything, I'm not holding any of the rest of them to. They are there to do what we tell them. I would like to see more people remove them, vote them out. Remember, Democrat, Republican alike, if they are not voting for the SAVE Act that you all want, vote these pieces of shit out. Then hopefully they'll learn. I think Massey's smart enough, he might learn. I really do. Marco over JD, but I like Massey, so okay, go on. Those who give up, thank you, Jay Watterson. Those who give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. 100%. President cannot be VP. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Really? Because they've said Trump could be VP now. Maybe. Like Vance Trump. Really? So the president can't be VP. Okay, then I'm going to say, well, you have to go Rubio Vance for 8 years. And then Vance Rubio for another 8. I think Vance still has some more learning to do. Many Americans are leaving for Thailand, Vietnam, heading and healing their souls. There are problems there. I'm not going to leave America for those places. I know people that came from those places, and they are much, 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 much happier here. I do know personal people in my life who moved here in the last 10 to 15 years, and they will never go back. They fly American flags. Just because your money goes farther doesn't mean someplace is better. From a Republican standpoint, they would want Biden, Sanders. Oh my God. War's raised, Rubio's become more. It's not just the war. Rubio said a lot of stuff. He's helped with the Panama Canal. He told China to get stuffed. He told Panama, we didn't build this, so you can give it to China. He's doing on some other stuff like that. His talk on Cuba, he's been a lot more clear about stuff. He's not the guy he was 10, 15 years ago. Anima Santa Z. All Trump supporters fall into at least one of the... Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Just a second. Before I read this. Oh, okay. Let me kick the gerbil off the wheel. Okay, gerbil's off the wheel. Bringing my brain cells down to retard level. Oh, a little lower. Nope, sub-retard. Sub-retard. Okay, I'm on one brain cell. Now I can read the lefty comment. All Trump supporters fall in at least one or two following categories. They're incredibly gullible, profoundly misinformed, or dumber than dirt. Enough said about that. Says the party that can't tell what a woman is. Just saying. Yet the same people, leftards, will scream, wait, a woman is anything they want. Yet then as soon as you touch a woman, we don't know what a woman is, but then as soon as you touch a woman, I'm a woman, you pushed me. Oh, shut up. They know then, or trans women are women. Then you tell an average woman, you're a very beautiful trans woman. They lose their shit. It's either good or it's not, folks. So, yeah. Want to talk about the ignorance on one side? Don't ring that bell. Don't ring that bell, bud. Nobody needs your projection. Well, I don't mind the comment, but see, once again, lefties can't help themselves. They have to come in and say insane shit when these are people who, once again, can't tell you what a woman is. You know? Whatever. They think reparations are good for somebody that never did anything. You know, they have no problem with one side in this country being able to use the N-word for everybody, or cracker, honky, Casper, chalk demon, whatever. For me, but God forbid I mutter the magic word. So, whatever. But yeah, you're right. His average left does project. Vance Rubio would have problems beating Cortez. I don't think so. I think you're wrong 100%. Cortez will never be president. Cortez has got major problems. Besides her voice, nobody wants to have a world leader up on a world stage or at a State of the Union address going, I am going to be American, yay! Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be the country where their leader makes every other world leader's ears bleed. And she said too much stupid shit. She's done too much stuff. She's trying to backpedal on the DSA stuff or on the woke stuff. Sorry, the woke 1.0 was terrible. You were the purveyor, bitch. There's too much baggage. I don't think she'll make it. I think she will only make it if she's on a ticket as a VP and then the person croaks off. Or maybe after that. But no, I think if she runs in 2028, she's not going to win. I don't think so. I don't think they have a problem beating her. I think that she would not do a lot better than Kamala. There's too much there. There's too much to pull back to go after her on. All Trump supporters are done. Vote left and get a free transgender procedure. Get a 2-for-1 special. Oh my God. Release the Epstein files. I'm going to ask real quick. I agree with you, but how many did we get under Biden? Democrats for a long time had all the power. Where were the Democrats fighting to release any of it? Just asking. Maybe I don't like what Trump has released. I agree with a lot of you. I'd like to see more. But one, we don't know if there is more. When Trump won, they probably destroyed it. Or why would you let evidence sit around? The absolute thinking that they would just let the clearest evidence just sit around for somebody to go, well, nobody could ever get voted in later that might release this. We're supposedly super bright to cause this worldwide problem, but we're going to let this real evidence just sit here. Bullshit. I think if there was evidence, it's gone. What we got is probably what we're going to get. Well, it's left. But I don't see that the Biden administration, I don't see Massey or Ro Khanna or any of the others fighting for any release until Trump won. Just saying. Somehow this reset at 138 When it booted me for a second, I'm only 15 minutes, so I'm close to 2 hours. But I would like to see more Trump's, more, Biden moment number 3, and that was a biggie. More Epstein files released, if there's any left. I don't think there is. I could be proven wrong. I mean, real stuff. I think the real stuff was destroyed a long time ago. Or I'm sorry, let me help you. The Mossad squirreled it away for future power over our people. Rubio's a bit sanctimonious. I think he's less sanctimonious. I think he's more outspoken and clear. I think a Vance Rubio would work, or a Rubio Vance. I think they both would. And if Vance doesn't bring his credentials up a little, I think it might be a Rubio Vance. I'll say right out, a lot of people only cheer for Vance because when Trump says, which one do you like better? Because they're following what Trump likes. I'll say it. All Democrats in the MC files are... Well, that's a problem. Paul Carey, welcome, by the way. I know I missed some guys in the chat. I got so far behind. Like I said, I always value everything you guys say, and I try to read even the lefties. If you notice I'm honest, I try to read them. But yes, be careful. By the way, do me a favor, Paul Carey. Delete your own comment. Remove that word. That word in a small channel can cause problems on TOS, or if a mod can do it, please remove that. Don't put that word in there on chat. So if a mod can remove Paul Carey's comment about Democrats, according to MC files, are all, don't put that word in the chat. Please don't. But I agree with you. It's funny. No wonder they didn't want them out there, because once again, if there was anything in there about Trump, it would have been released years ago. Even just the files on Trump. They would have dumped those and hid everything else. There isn't. So yeah, and it's really been bad for the left. The left has been dancing, but man, it really showed they are some scurvy friggers. No one wants the SAVE Act. Everyone does. Everyone wants the SAVE Act. All polling shows why they do. It's just the government people. And I'm betting that's what you mean. But yeah, no one in the government wants it. Why? Because they all want to cheat. One side doesn't want to cheat much less than the other side. You know, I will say right now, the left is nuts. What laws, Kimmel, Congress, or lawmakers? What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? I don't know what you're talking about. Cow farts. Cortez is another loon. That is true. That's 100% true. There's too much on her. She said too much stupid shit. They'll even replay ad nauseum her not understanding chicken of the sea, or that wasn't her. That was the disposal, though, the garbage disposal. That'll be played like ad nauseum. Big booty Latino for president. No, that retard. I don't think she'll ever be president. If not, sure, not in 2028. She won't be president. At least there. I'll support plenty of big booty women that have a little more common sense. Narinder Patel, we support big booties. Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. There are a few at the gym that, okay, there is a size limit on spandex and stretch pants, but there are some. You want to look at the inventor of the yoga pants? You go, love ya. She actually cares about actual people. No, she doesn't. Really? She's such a great person for the people, then wears a $20,000 dress to something. She's worth millions and can't pay back her college debt. She cares about nothing but herself. Squirrel. Yeah, they want us to put squirrel. Yeah, I do squirrel. Yeah, ask Google why they were never released under Biden. Yes, actually, I don't know if I asked Google, but I asked Grok. But they could have done something. Democrats had the whole government. And once again, I'm not just saying Democrats, guys. Where was Massey and Ro Khanna? They didn't give a shit until Trump was in. But you got more under Biden, under Trump. Huh? What's that? Biden moment number 4? You've gotten more under Trump than any other president of any file. So feel free to shit on Trump as much as you want. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't enough. I get it. But what did we get on JFK files, on MLK, on Epstein under anybody but Trump? You got jack shit. So feel free to piss on the guy who gave you something and let the people who did nothing off. All right. Trump is bankrupting America. Yeah, it's all Trump. Where was inflation under Biden? Leftards didn't give a shit about the cost of eggs, gas, nothing under Biden. Within 24 hours of Trump being elected, all suddenly lefties could see the price of things. The price of eggs, the price of gas, the price of fucking Trump. Within 24 hours. I was commenting on my channel because 24 hours after Trump won, boom, they suddenly could see it. So maybe, you know, I'm sorry about your cranial rectal insertion disorder syndrome, but, you know, your stage 4 cranial rectal insertion disorder, how's that? But I'm not going to take you seriously because you're obviously somebody who couldn't see it before. Auto repos, dude, you realize when most of these loans were taken up, they were done before Trump. So things are high. Trump has not done enough to bring them down easily, but they're not as nutty as they were under Biden. Remember, Biden's one that put us through the roof. So feel free to act like, oh, it's all Trump. Is some of it Trump? Yeah. Is it all Trump? No, most of it was under Biden. Biden's the one that made Jimmy Carter go, damn, that's some inflation. This is after the government has changed how they rate inflation to make it fuzzier. And it still was higher than under Carter. So feel free, bud. Yeah, blame Trump. I love that. I love it. What is a woman? What? Kimini? Don't talk about Massey. Hey, I'm talking about Massey honestly how I feel. You guys can like him, but I think he fucked up. I think he fucked up. And I openly said, I hope he wins his next race if he runs again. I hope he's learned. I hope he learned. They were under by Mel Gillingham. Yes, they were under Biden too. Yeah. It's not like this is new. In fact, we are facing a problem because Trump hasn't brought it down enough, but it's been jacked up for the last 4 years under Biden. And that is, we're seeing the effects. People were using there was a lot of stories under Biden. People were using their savings, using their credit cards. They were decimating their savings and credit cards under Biden. And now it's coming. They're out. They're out. And Trump has brought some stuff down, but not enough. Not enough. I remember the gas prices as high as they are now. They were higher under Biden for a good while. So feel free to just blame Trump. All right. Dude, I just put the hamster back on the wheel. Okay. Hand me the hamster. Get off the wheel. Go down to the sub-basement. Oh, take the brain cells with you. All of them. Nope, no, leave me the one brain cell. Because I got another lefty. It's obvious this guy is a trans man. That's what you want to come in with. And the lefties come in and prove once again how lefty they are. That's it. That is weak sauce. Dude, you're going to hurt my feelings. It's funny how, isn't it funny how the left loves trans people, but then uses trans people as an insult? Sounds to me like you lefties are the racists, are the sexists, are the phobes and the ists, because everything you say you love, you use as an insult. Where somebody like me, center and right, go, okay, you're calling me that? Okay. You guys, we love you all, trans people. You're trans. If you use it as an insult, bud, you are the phobe. Just saying. Rubio is strong on foreign policy, kind of weak on domestic. Vance vice versa. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think what we should do, Tempertino, is see where we need the strongest person at the election. We're getting close. When it's time to announce. If we need a stronger foreign policy person, let's go Rubio Vance. If we need a stronger domestic, let's go Vance Rubio. And I think right now at this point, we need a stronger domestic. We need a stronger domestic. All right. All right. So, I'm sorry. I'm glad I didn't put Hammy back on the wheel yet. Oh my God, you lefties are so retarded. Trump made America a laughingstock of the world. Oh, not the guy who stood there like, you know, Cornholio or Rocket Pac-Man on the CNN going, don't poop myself, don't poop myself, don't poop myself. Or just going, come on, brain, squeezing for them last demented brain cells. Or pooping himself in the Vatican. Or pooping himself in Buckingham Palace. Or falling asleep everywhere, tripping everywhere. Even under pressure. Yeah, it wasn't that guy, it was Trump. Weekend at Biden's. Come on. The man who got saved by the Easter Bunny. Yeah. The guy whose wife was running goddamn meetings. Shut up. Let me put Hammy back on the wheel now. Okay. Hammy is back on the wheel. So I can't read anymore leftist retarded stuff because I can't think that low with Hammy on the wheel. He's generating some brain power there. Vance is more charismatic as a speaker. I disagree. I think Rubio's more charismatic. Go look at his speeches lately. Rubio is much more charismatic. That's why I say Vance is more polished and more politician-like. Rubio's been much less polished. Little more outright with his words. He said words that Vance ain't gonna say. Talking of Google, no shit towards left-wing bot. Adventurous Sog, are you kidding me, buddy? I love you. I love you, man. What do you mean a shift lately? Google's been leftist for a long time. Dude, you can use Google search or AI and then go look at Grok or go to Brave browser, use their AI. It's a little more limited, but the answers are totally different a lot of times for stuff. I have argued with the AIs of Gemini and GPT. My wife laughs. I will argue with them, and I end up proving them wrong. When they lie, I catch them in their lies. And what if I were a mod? Oh, hang on here. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. There you go, political purposes. You've been here forever. You've been here, honestly, forever. 1 minute. Well, you know what, Kimini? When you're going to put a non-woman in with my daughter or my wife somewhere in a sport or a bathroom or something else, yeah, I'm going to worry. I'm going to goddamn worry if some little boy is going to be playing against my daughter and is going to break her leg, hurt her, take away her opportunities in sports we made separate for a reason. So that's why we're worried. And the fact that you're not, yeah, says a lot. All right. Yeah, Will the cameraman. Yeah, that word right there. As a small channel, don't do that. Or I'll make sure me or my mods, thankfully YouTube a lot of times will stomp it, but if they don't, me or my mods will remove you. In fact, I might even block you for good. I'll ban you. I'm done. I don't go to other lefties channels and put shit in their stuff. See, that's the difference between right and left and center and left. Center and right will go in and disagree. We go, oh, you guys are morons, you're jerks, you're idiots. But we don't put stuff in their chat to go against TOS or get channel taken down. Lefty fuckfaces do that. We've had a lot of them here, and that does make me mad. Fuck you lefties doing that shit. If you did it on accident, dude, that's fine. But putting shit in the chat that you know can screw up channels, that's a lefty thing. By any means. By any means. Now see? Fluffy Nugs, nice name. The amount of coping the MAGAs do is incredible. Okay. See? Didn't care. By the way, to quote political purposes, a couple others here. Boy, you talk about projection. Coping? The left is the absolute queens of cope. What does biology and science say a woman is? Well, I'm going to tell you right out. I know some people will laugh. If you don't know what a boy or a girl is, go milk a bull. Enjoy that. That's a cereal ad. I played it in my stream once. Old cereal ad. You won't see it on TV now. Guy sitting there looking out the window. We go get some milk. He's going to go milk a cow. They look out the window. The guy's eating, going, "That's a bull." Well, he's going to find out. That's funny. Newsom candidacy will be delicious theatrics. Well, there's not just Newsom, Temperdino, Newsom and Pritzker want to throw their hat in. These are two guys from some of the most fucked up states. I don't know if they could get by all the screwed up stuff. Newsom, people can look at that shit with the French Laundry when he went out to eat and all doing that shit when he was telling everybody to stay in, locked his state way down. Illinois was locked down a lot longer than Iowa. Pritzker is going to look at Illinois as one of the most failed. It is the most corrupt state in the union, the highest tax state in full. Yeah, people are going to look at that and go, screw you. I don't think Newsom or Pritzker stand a chance. Hell, AOC stands more of a chance than Newsom and Pritzker. But it will be amazing. And I think Newsom and Pritzker both would be retarded to run because there's going to be shit coming out. It's going to get nasty. There's some guy next door at the little shitty house. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if he just parked there or what. All right, sorry. Montego grafting is at its peak. Even Ben Shapiro is losing. Who says I'm a Ben Shapiro fan? MAGA grifting. Yeah, says the party who said Kamala's going to be a good president. Nobody could have listened to her laugh and word salads for 4 years anymore than listen to AOC. Oh, I love America. Let's go. It's like having a retarded chipmunk run for president. Temperdino, that is a difference, bud. A lot of righties don't go and cause kerfuffles. But, I don't know, Fluffy Nugs didn't say anything too bad, so I'll give Fluffy Nugs some credit. Because Fluffy Nugs can say that, but they didn't try to do like a lot of the lefties come here and try to violate TOS, get channel taken down. So, you know, Fluffy Nugs can say that. I'm not going to have a problem too much. In fact, I always encourage my mods not to take somebody down if they're not just being an absolute dumb mother effer or trying to do stuff that, you know, cause TOS problems. Well, Narendra, they could for a long time. Like I said, it's easy to go out and milk a bull. You know, a lot of these women read some of these books now about milking bulls, you know what I mean? There's people in government, on TV wearing skin masks. That is a creepy thing. I don't know, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, Jay Watterson, if you're here. What do you think on that? We discussed that a little bit on this channel, but I can't remember where you stood on that. Did you think some of these people are wearing, and we all know, come on, these people got body doubles. We know it. The one guy that was Biden stand-in was way too tall. They needed him because Biden was incapacitated. That guy was way too tall. But what do you think? I think there's room for that. 2026, guys, a lot of worldlies have body doubles. American taxpayers send $11 to $29 million a day to Israel. We have national health care. I don't think we send $29 million a day. That is much. I do not believe that at all. I think that's a false number. If I remember, that's much, much less than that. In fact, we have not sent as much to Israel as we sent to Ukraine. So that's just a thing. Ooh, I got a bull crab. Okay. Pretty milk toast. I'll let you have it. No problem. Love yourself. But I'm going to try not to return a non-compliment. All right. Let's see. Yes, during COVID, Lubino? Al. This is all done before President Trump left his life. Last time. What? Everything is put on Biden. Oh, I love that. Poor Biden. Right. Everything is put on Biden. But then it's funny how right now, nothing Biden did is on Trump. Because Biden didn't do nothing. I always love how I'm honest enough to admit when somebody has done something that's going to feed over. But a lot of people aren't. Oh, Biden did everything good. Nothing Trump did was good. So everything Trump did fed over and screwed poor Biden. Oh, shut up. Those insane policies they enacted. You can't bring in 20, 30 million people in a glut, throw them on our systems, throw them in our housing, into our supermarkets, all competition for housing, food, jobs, and expect the economy to be good. That is absolutely way to tell me that you don't understand how economics work. Throwing in people on systems that may have already been strained or having problems, yeah, great. Trump did that. Grim Gnome, we lost 20% of the value of our 401k in 2022 under Biden. Yeah. Yep. Not just 401k. The dollar became worth less under him, totally. He screwed up and gave $86 billion of weaponry to Al Qaeda and other people in the Middle East. In fact, China got some of our drones. They left drones there. They left weaponry. Isn't that strange how they just left $86 billion of weaponry? It sounds like a Reagan thing. Yeah, deep state. Let's power the next 30, 40 years of war, because now our soldiers will be fighting our weaponry. Great. All right. Leering centers are bankrupt in America. Leering centers. All right, so let me catch up here. Biden brought in the fraud, 100%. They were flying children in the middle of the night. Square it. Square it. Gee, I wonder why that is. Because we support the world. America is one of 8 countries left that has no paid national maternity parental leave. So, how much do we have to pay everybody to do? And so, those other countries wouldn't have it either. We weren't supporting them. If we weren't there for the military, protecting them. If we weren't the majority of the money of the United Nations and NATO. Hey, you know what? I love how lefties love all this bullshit, this globalism, this world economy, but then bitch and bitch that we don't have all the money laying around to do all this other stuff. You know, the rest of the world only has that shit under their socialist, communist countries because they're living off of us. And Trump's tariffs tried to pull a little bit of that back. All right, so maybe we should all join together, left, right, center, and stop giving money to other countries. But lefties love their globalist society and their cheap iPhones. And they love to just bring people in ad nauseum. No borders, bring them in. Well, that's something the libertarians think too. What? Narendra Patel, the fact you can't define what a woman is because your cult would disown you is pretty telling. What cult? Are you talking to me? I hope you're not talking to me. Because I already defined it. Go milk a bull. Pretty easy. Does it have a ween? Does it not have a ween? Done. And if you're an adult, do what you want. But if you frig with kids, no. I don't know. Where's that cult there? I hope you're not talking to me. Because I'm pretty clear on it. I don't know how much more. Oh, I know. I'm not stating it the way... I'm assuming this is what you're saying. I'm not stating it the way you want or your beliefs. So, okay. All right. Trump is awesome. Thank you, Spry Guy. I'm going to say Trump is decently awesome. How's that? Trump is the best president of my lifetime, but that also shows maybe how low the bar was. We need a Lincoln, but we got a Trump. It's a step up, but we needed a couple more steps above. David Bork. Biden printed money by the trillions. He not only printed money by trillions, he blew trillions out the door. When you are bringing in 20 to 30 million illegals, all the money to bring them in, all the infrastructure, the housing. Remember all the 5-star hotels they were getting in? Remember all the free food, PlayStations? Oh, they didn't want to eat our foods. We had to give them special deals. Taking over school gymnasiums, taking over places for our kids to go, burying our schools. They're getting food stamps and then going to grocery stores and competing with us for the food, housing. The government was paying the landlords a lot more to take in illegals, so housing market went to screwed up. Yeah, they did a lot. Then $86 billion of weaponry. So, yeah. Biden is deep state as Reagan was. I know we touched some shit there. Reagan set us up in the next 30, 40 years of wars. They're starting to die down. So what Biden do? Deep state said, boom. Biden didn't do it. But the handlers, the deep state, set us up in the next 30, 40 years of running into our weaponry. All right. That's why women aren't having kids. Boy, I don't know what the heck. Women aren't having kids because a lot of them are retarded these days. They have a lot of lists of what they want to demand of a man to do. But God forbid the man demands something of a woman. Look that up. Trump is the greatest president ever to walk the earth. Really? I don't know. I don't think he's that. I think he's going to come in the future. I think we're going to look back and he's going to be number 5 or 6. I think Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln will automatically be above him, and maybe Roosevelt, World War II, will be above him, 5 or 6. But I like how you think there, Devil Dog. By the way, nice name. Get him, Temperdino. I wish Lee was here. Oh, if Lee was here, Lee would be going, oh, let's go. Women aren't having kids essentially. No, women aren't having kids because they don't want to do it. They're told, oh my God, it's so horrid for you to give up your life to have kids. Yeah. And oh, it's a step down. It's a step down to be a mother, to give life, to keep the species going. Hell, step down. And then they look at their soy boyfriends and go, You got other lefty retards. Well, the guy better be 6'4", make $1 million a year, and he better just let me do nothing. Nobody can expect something of them. He doesn't, Miguel. So, okay, so Miguel MX, okay, I'm not taking the gerbil back off the wheel, guys. You say something that retarded, I'm not even gonna comment back on it. All right. Birth rates down across the board. You're not intelligent enough to discuss these things. They are down across the board, and I just stated a couple reasons why. Women have had their egos inflated. You could have some big, ugly, fat cow with warts and one eye right here, and she's got, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm a 9. Shut up. You'll have the average guy look in the mirror and go, I'm about a 4. Women have no honesty. Their egos have been inflated. And they expect the world, but don't want to do anything for it. Once again, they will have a list thing they want from a guy. As soon as the guy goes, well, what can I demand from you? So that's a problem. Okay. Everybody read the concern. Okay, we're not even going to go back to the COVID shot stuff. My thoughts on the COVID shots is dead clear. So, coming in assuming, okay. Abraham Lincoln the devil? No. Abraham Lincoln saved the country. Abraham Lincoln. If we wouldn't have had a Lincoln, Lincoln broke laws and regulations to save the country. And that's why I said you can't be an absolutist. If you're an absolutist, go, my morals say and the law says this, then you are fucked. If Abraham Lincoln had gone, well, our Constitution says this, our laws say this, well, I have to let the country fall. That's what would have happened. Lincoln had the balls to go, there is an exception, and either I save the country or fuck it off. And he had the balls to save the country. All right. Trump is awesome. I do agree with that. Most of the time. There are times I'm going, But honestly, I don't think you're ever going to find anybody perfect. All right. Mel Gillingham, yes. And that's a problem. Mel, thank you, because, this person is conflating a socialist system with our capitalist system. Our capitalist system isn't perfect, but people come here for our level of medical care. It costs, it does, but we have better care. We don't wait like people do in other countries. And don't tell me they don't kill me, because they do. They wait. In fact, I was just reading an article the other day, how many people in the UK and Canada have died waiting for MRIs. We don't wait. We don't wait. Our system is get you in and get you fixed, whether it's for money or not. Socialist countries do not make a better system. They don't. There's always shortages and not enough of something. So, like government grocery stores. All right, but yeah, a lot of places you can get maternity leave. My wife's company has it. I did it when I owned a business. Had it in my insurance. Narinder, yes, women aren't having kids because feminism sold them the idea of being boss bitches until they're in their 40s. Yeah, and then you're fucked too late. That's why you go to TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and other places and you'll see video upon video upon video upon video, if you search it, of these women crying. They're going to be alone now. They're never going to have kids. They're empty. They're feeling it. Nope. You should have had kids early and then done your boss bitch thing later. So yeah, 100% Narinder. right. So Miguel MX is going to be our official. It's the Jews. He's riding the Juju train. Choo-choo. That's what he's doing. Sorry, that is mine. Copyright 2026 Lion's Den. The Juju train. Choo-choo. I'm sure when he stubs his toe in the morning and steps on his kid's Lego. Oh, actually, you don't have kids. When he steps on a Lego that he plays with. Hey, I like Legos. He steps on a Lego. Oh my God, it's the Jews. The Jews did it. I know it. The Jew threw it there. The Jew made my car's tires wear funny. Jew. Sorry, I'm using that. I'm keeping that one. I made that. I'm keeping it. Air travelers using too much of the gas. Alright. Is it man? Sorry, I'm just gonna hit this and catch up. So I'm way behind. In fact, it's trying to jerk up on me right now to catch up with you guys. Wow, I was behind. You guys are patient. But I try to answer you, but I get behind doing it. Holy gods. Oh my God. I am so sorry. But I'm not, because I like answering and talking. Don't censor Michelle. She is just confused. What did I miss? Miguel just needs a big hug from Trump. Yeah. That's a good one. Big hug from Trump. Oh my God. All right. Grok prompt. Act as a patriot. Whoa. Act as a patriarchal tradition. Explain how Lincoln was one of the worst presidents in U.S. history. Food for thought. No. Yeah. No. Lincoln, if we didn't have... Explain it to me then. If we didn't have Abraham Lincoln do what he did, this country wouldn't exist. At least not the shape it's in. It would have split. And that is a historical fact. He broke rules and laws, suspended habeas corpus, and if he hadn't, he would have arrested people in Congress and shit. He just did it. And honestly, we need Trump to do that. So people ask for Trump to be more of a stand-up guy, but then get mad at Lincoln. Yeah. Oh, crap. Jews are planting Legos in his hallway right now. Exactly, he says this. Spry guy? I'm going to call you Spry guy. But guy. A lot of founders like Jefferson wanted to re-emigrate slaves, but thought it was too expensive. Yeah. Boy, if only. The fatigue is real. Hundreds of thousands of dead tyrants to the tyrant's war. Okay. Yeah. Was he closeted? I heard he didn't talk to his wife much. Who? Lincoln? Come on, man. Why is it everything's got to be the Jews or the gay? Oh, is he gay? Oh, God. No, guys didn't talk about their fifis as much back then. The man was busy being president. Sorry, he didn't chit-chat with his wife much while he was trying to keep the country together. Political person, I like Lincoln. He's not the best. That's no problem. He doesn't have to be your best. But he's usually voted in the top 2 or 3 by pretty much everybody. I don't think I said he was the best. If I did, well, I think he's in the top 2 or 3. Closeted. God, everybody. You know what? Not everybody is closeted. Once again, lefties love to use the things they supposedly support as insults. If you think it's so amazing, why would you think it'd be an insult? Oh, no problem. And you're allowed to have your opinion here because I may even make fun of you, but then you're going to go, ha ha, it's some of my stuff. Yeah, he wanted to re-immigrate, but he still saved the country. The country was going to split. I'm only talking about he wanted to keep the country together. All right, Grim Gnome. There's why Polk is my favorite. Guy added so much land. Dude, that's a good stance. That's a good one. All right. I'm not taking the hamster back up. Hammy just got that wheel going again at decent speed. I'm not going to tell Hammy, go back down to the basement. I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm sorry, man. If you're a lefty, that's retarded. Even if you're not lefty, do better. Lincoln was sensitive, but then he didn't talk to his wife. Oh, shut up. Teddy Roosevelt. Ooh, that could be up there. Yeah. I'm not a lefty. Well, then don't throw out lefty comments. That's a lefty comment. He was closeted. I don't know barely anybody from center and right that goes, gee, was he gay? Was he closeted? Was he too sensitive? That sounds like a lefty comment. Don't throw out a lefty comment and not think me. I'm not my gaydar is gonna go off or something. Go beep 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 beep. Lefty. You know, come in and go, I'm a man. Oh, He-Man Masters the Universe. I eat steel. You know, stuff like that. And I won't go, beep, 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 beep. You know. Would you vote for Obama or Trump? Is that even a serious question? Really? Ew. I'd vote for Trump's toenail first. Exactly, son. You're known being sensitive and not looking your wife. Ooh, doesn't make you gay. Yeah, sleeping the same. Yeah, exactly. But you're a phobe if you won't date and sleep with a trans person. Bullshit. Half truth. Half truth is prisoner. Prickster wants to. Governor Pritzker wants to charge people to have a campfire. Yeah, oh my God. There is nothing Illinois doesn't want to tax. There is no freedom they want to take away. They want to just go after everything. And if Supreme Court rules next year that he can't have his assault weapons banned, which is a fake thing, no such thing as assault weapon, he's going to try to twist it. You watch. I think we need to arrest everybody in our governments who suborn our Second Amendment rights. Waiting for the Supreme Court to go, yeah, your rights are your rights, because it's right here in our Constitution, our highest laws, and let it keep going on for year after year after decade after decade, is stupid. I wonder when someday the people somewhere are either going to move out or just say, F you, we're not doing it. Thankfully, some sheriffs in my area, sadly not mine, my sheriff is a lefty piece of shit who says he will back any of Pritzker's laws. Sorry, I'm trying to get a notification off there. Political versus Roosevelt energized a progressive movement, but would go crazy seeing the current. Yeah, well, come on. They would call JFK was a lefty traditionally back in the day. He was a Democrat. Right now, they would call him far right. That's where the left has gone. Just like you don't like history. That's nothing to do with history. Nobody has ever gone around and started saying Lincoln's gay. God, he didn't want to talk to Martha that much. Guys didn't go around showing their fifis to their wives much back then. That's more of a recent thing where guys are a little more in touch with themselves and go, honey, do you think this shirt brings out the color of my eyes? Is this a fall shirt? Or am I getting the wrong? I don't think I feel manly in this. They didn't do that. So I'm sorry, don't throw out idiotic stuff. Nobody's ever, my God, once you start, oh, this president was gay, this president was gay because he didn't talk to his wife enough. Oh my God, half the guys out there will be gay then. They're married. Frank Lincoln 29th. I think that's too low. Sorry, who's second? Political person asks who's second. I don't know, because I give Lincoln in the top 2 or 3. Or maybe top 1 or 2, depending on who I'm talking with. I'm going to go George Washington. I'm going to go the classic OE. The man who could have been king. The man who fought for this country, helped build this country, and then they wanted to be king. He said no. Not a lot of men had walked away with that much power when it was offered to them. I'm going to go, Washington. Biden moment number 5, if you're keeping track. Remember, number 3 was a biggie. I'm going to say George Washington, the OE is the best. Hands down. Now you can make an argument whether Lincoln or Roosevelt would be number 2 or 3. They'd be swapped. So there you go. Those are mine. After these demons want to fight. Yeah. I don't know, soy people shouldn't want fights. It ain't gonna work. Every time a group of men go up against soys, it doesn't work good for the soys. Alright, Mel Gillingham, I didn't vote for Obama. had high hopes for disappointment. Yeah. I didn't vote for Obama, but I have a little bit of a leg to stand on for that because I knew what he was originally. He was from Illinois. And just looking up his record in the Illinois State House, he never did anything worthy of being president. He was a made person by the deep state. He was an inserted candidate. He was a Manchurian candidate. A lot of people said that back then. He never did anything for it. Sorry, Gemma. Gemma wants in, I think. Thinks she's tired. Timothy, my fellow Earthicans. Ah! Futurama. Nice. He wrote letters to a guy. That was supposedly talked about by a bunch of lefties years ago, and it was totally debunked. But nice try. Gay Drew Brees. I don't know enough about sports, guys. Oh, hi, Gemma. I think Gemma's about done with me. Hang on, Gemma. Give me a few minutes. We're going to go in, okay? Yeah, good girl. Hang on, Gem. Whiskey Rebellion is some bullshit, but GW is still way up there. Top 5 for me, yeah. I agree. I'll let you have top 5. I'm not going to be mad about that. I'm not going to be mad about that. All right. The way is saying political purposes. Oh, Grim Gnome says, I'm going Polk, Jefferson, Lincoln for my top 3. I can't crap on you for it. There ain't nothing crazy in there where I'm going to go, no. No, the one you threw out about Polk is one I hadn't thought about. Yeah, made the country big. I think, you know what? You might be throwing something out there a lot of people ain't going to think about, so nice job. All right, political purposes, got his tier list, guys. Number 1, Teddy. 2, Lincoln. 3, FDR. 4, Washington. 5, Jefferson. Moving on up, if you know where that's from. 6, Eisenhower. 7, H.W. Bush. That was senior, right? I mix them up sometimes, but yeah. Bush Sr. was a better president. He's not thought of as popular by the right because they wanted another Reagan, and we did not need another Reagan. Sorry, guys. All right, sorry, hang on real quick. Gemma, come on, baby. I'll let you in. All right. Ooh, it looks like rain behind me now. Of course, it's getting dark, too. But yeah, George Sr., I consider him a decent president because the right wanted another Reagan figure, which God help us. And we got a Bush, and Bush Sr. was pretty good. His son, President Cheney. But political purposes, I can't scrap with you too much on that. All right, and the fact that Rick Gay, whatever there, sorry, Rick Guy, is so hard, has such a hard on for saying Lincoln is gay. You're still making my gaydar beep off. Or my left R. Jax is ready for his walk. Yeah, my dogs are ready. Doesn't mean he's gay, Rick. Yeah, 100%. And the fact that he's pushing so hard to make Lincoln gay, I'm sorry, dude, you sound like a lefty. Lefties have a big hard on for saying, this president was gay, this president was gay, this person's gay. Everybody's gay. MacGyver was gay. Come on, everybody was gay. Thomas Magnum was gay. Captain Kirk was gay. I mean, my God. So, I'm sorry, dude, you're pushing way too hard to say he is. Yeah, you did up here. You said, you kind of did say it. You kind of did say it, dude. Have you seen a picture of that old Lutheran hospital in Moline, 1973? Yes. Actually, I urban explored it before it was torn down. I was born in, it doesn't matter giving away, Moline Public Hospital. And I urban explored that before it was torn down. Me and some friends. Back before I had my video camera. Well, video. Who'd you put above H.W. Bush? Well, a lot. A lot. Yeah, I think my numbers are a little different, but I'll right offhand. I think that Bill Clinton and H.W. Bush are interchangeable. I think they were both net good presidents. Yes, NAFTA, I get it. Monica Lewinsky, come on, Prez, do better. Look what look what Kennedy, I'm sorry, yeah, look what Kennedy was doing in the Oval Office. Bill, do better. Don't embarrass us. Man, you do better. Come on, Rebecca Romaine Stamos or something back then. You know, it's not Stamos anymore. But I think you could almost, depending on your slant, could edge Clinton in above H.W. Bush. It's the last time our government, Democrat and Republican, worked together. So, dude, you've been pushing so hard to try to intimate at best that he was gay. You are working way too hard for that. Everybody here is not saying that. We are not going to go with it, deal with it. People responded to you and said no, so stop pushing so hard for it, because it sounds like you got a little bit of a hard for it. They don't like the gays behind closed doors, stand up for them when they're on TV. Well, Johnny Wad, yeah, there's a reason, because the left are the sexists, are the racists. They really are. They're the haters. Black people are too stupid to God know how to get an ID. Dude, that is racist, lefties. When you want to call a right-leaning person, you're a gay, you're a trans, as an insult, if you think this thing is so good, you would use it as an insult. I don't call a lefty, you Trump supporter. See what I mean? I don't use a thing I like as an insult for a lefty. Jeez Louise. I'll use something stupid. But yeah, Johnny Wad, you're 100% right. They like to try to be virtuous, but they actually hate the shit they say they stand for. Once again, tell an average woman, a real female woman, you're very beautiful for a trans woman. Watch that shit. If they don't think it's bad, they won't be mad at you. They'll freak. All right. No new, Virginia Wars, read my war. No new war. People don't pay attention to history. Like I said, I'm not saying we have had perfect presidents, and there are too many people to expect these people to be perfect and never do everything you like. I look at a net good. What do you think when I say I think Trump is a net good president? I say that Bill Clinton or H.W. Bush were net good presidents. Not saying by much, but I'm saying a net good. We can look at Obama and Biden as net bad by far. Doesn't even have to have the net, just bad. All right. Would it matter if, yeah, I don't know, Sog, it's just a problem. And I'm not going to say that he's a lefty, but it's usually lefties that have this thing where they try to make a person gay. It gives them especially gay people do this. They try to add this person as gay because it seems to give their gayness legitimacy. I don't know if that's putting it right, but they do that too much, and that's a problem. If somebody's legitimately just gay, fine. But there's so much out about Lincoln, and until the last so many years, nobody's like, oh, you know, he didn't have his fifis with Martha enough. So, and usually it's people, they come out and try to just push this no matter what. To say, this is gay, this is gay, this is gay. It's all gay. You know, and it's to give themselves legitimacy, make them feel good. He may not be, but he's pushing way too hard for something that most everybody agrees is BS. Men sharing beds is normal back then. It was, actually. Because nobody got out of bed. I can't say it. I can't say this on YouTube. I know I can't. Nobody woke up next to their buddy in the morning. Abraham. Job. You know, in a good old classic country named Job back in the day. Abraham, Job, got out of bed. Dude, move your hand. Didn't get out of bed in the morning and go, you English cigarette, you. Nobody thought like that. Because they knew men were men, women were women. If there was a gay person, it was super rare. You know? Not everybody was like, I woke up and Lincoln's hand was on my hip. Nobody thought about that. You were born there too, Half-Truth. Well, welcome. Temperdino, I think he's way past making a mountain out of a molehill. He's doing Olympus Mons right now out of that molehill. Dude, you asked way too often. You asked way too often, and you pushed hard for it. Johnny Watt, Clinton was actually a good president other than getting caught decent libtard. Yeah. Yeah, and I've said that. And he admits himself NAFTA was a mistake. Everybody told him then. But under Bill Clinton would sit down with Gingrich, like him or not, and they would hash stuff out. They would get together and do stuff for you and me, the American people. The left may not like it all. The right may not like it all. But each got something they wanted, and they got something done. We haven't had that since then. So Clinton was, yeah, a net good president. Barely. I take 5 minutes to respond. I'm sorry. I try to talk to the chat. I will get behind. Maybe someday if I ever get to the point where I can do super chats like on my old channel, like Exploring with CF had super chats, because I would get behind in the chat. That channel grew decently, modestly. I mean, at the height, I think at 4,500 subscribers. I think it's still running around 3,500 or something, 3,900. But I had to have chat because I had to super chats. I was so far behind. I like your comments, even if it is crazy. Clinton was moderate, 100%. 100%. Yeah, the half-truths, I agree with you on that. Those parades, it's funny how if you're straight and you go having naked parades in the streets doing sexual acts, you'll get arrested. But if you're gay or trans, you can go do insane stuff in the streets. Weird how that works. Weird. I'm going to be out of here in the next couple minutes, guys. Republicans held Congress. And I know I'm behind, guys. And a lot of you guys, I tell you, I appreciate your patience, but I do like the chat. I comment, I answer back. Even if I don't agree with you, even if I get a little ha-ha at your expense, whatever, I do try to answer you guys. You guys are going to take the time to put a comment. I try to look at it. It's one of the strengths of having a tiny channel. I can do that. By the way, guys, I'm going to ask for only the second time during my stream, over 2 hours. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. If you don't agree with me, hey, come back and check out another stream. Maybe I can make you laugh, cry, make you sad, make you just go, oh, you're a jerk. But give me a subscribe and give me a shot. But give me a thumbs up and come on. Even you lefties, come on. I'm responding to you at least. Give me a thumbs up if you think Lincoln is straight. How's that? Lincoln is straight tax. That's a thumbs up. Dad voted for Clinton, and we are country boys. Definitely not liberal, yeah? Clinton could reach across the aisle. He could. Vote for Trump is asking your opinion. Well, I always don't get worked up. That's my whole channel. Dude, must be your first time here. I get worked up. That's me. You just asked a lot. Masons are thick in the Quad Cities. They definitely... All right. Exactly, spry guy. Don't you miss we could do that? I remember growing up as a teenager wearing a black baseball cap that said shit happens. Remember when we could do that? We could have jokes and fun and make fun of each other. Hey, what do you call two not straight ice cream men rolling down a hill? Antacid, Rolaids. We used to tell jokes like that all the time. So, to the gay people out there, if you want to be just equal to the rest of us, then stop being weenies about jokes. We make jokes about everybody else. Like, oh, it hurts our fifis. That's not equal. It is equal. You get the good and the bad. Sure, Washington wore a woman's wig. Creepy. They all wore wigs. That was their thing. Wigs. George Washington crushes skull. Your skull is there. Well, thank you, Half Truth. I try. I don't know. You can look back at my old Exploring the CF stuff. I got so far behind on doing the Tuesday night Urbex chat I did. Because I think if a person puts this comment in, it's my job, or I should try to engage with it. When I got that big, though, I did have to be super chats only because I couldn't. I was over. There were a couple times on my lives back then, I was over an hour behind in the chats. That's how bad I was. But I do try. I mean, that's why I even tell leftists, you come here, if you're not going to put stuff against TOS or just some retarded comment, I'll engage with you. All right. Radulin? Trump and Obama should marry and get each other pregnant, have children, heal the nation. Which Obama? Because if you're saying Barack, We got a science problem there. Now, Muchel, we may still have a science problem there. We still may be trying to milk the bull. But maybe Muchel, if we can find out what the dangly thing, I don't know, some of them videos is. I don't know. Sticks and stones. Alright, so, hey, I'm actually caught up. Flex said, hey, political person said hi. Hi? What the heck? Oh, I love this old shirt. Something my wife got me before we were married, actually. Alright, guys. Oh, let me see here. Sometimes the only thing with the left I feel like engaging with is a big well, yeah, I get it. Alright, guys, I am going to hop out of here. My wife has been very patient. Of course, she's watching a Cubs game. Go Cubs. I'm not a big sports person, but she's really into the sports. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your comments. Even you leftists out there, and I'm not saying, dude, Rick, I'm going to call you Rick. I'm not going to say that you are a leftist, but thank you even for your comments. And yes, I do get worked up. That is me. I'm trying to be better, but I just, it's me. I mean, I don't want to be fake on here. You may or may not like my personality. Of course, I say there's a lot of YouTubers like that, but at least I will be me. I will never try to be fake. Even Jay Watterson can throw some flip-flops at me sometimes. That's an old joke on this channel, that flip-flops at me, but he knows I'm not fake. Whether I agree or disagree with him, he knows it's me. And a lot of you guys know that by now, too. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Sog. And Sog, keep posting those stuff on Facebook, bud. You notice I'm giving you comments and hearts and everything. Yeah, but good, more power to you guys in the UK. I hope you do, make the UK great again and bring it back a little more and get your country helped out. All right, thank you, guys. Please give me a thumbs up if you haven't. Thank you for stopping in. This has been a long stream. I don't know if I'll do another one late tonight in the den. I don't know if I got time. My wife's going to be going, yeah, jerk. What if I happened about 10 minutes ago? But thank you very much. Have a good one. Talk to you later. And, hey, much love to the United States of America. Much love to that beautiful flag up there, by the way. I'm going to flip that around and get a look. Yeah, my flag with my flag light and everything ready to go for tonight. That is ready to go, guys. All right, talk to you later. Thank you very much. I am horrible at leaving. Another thing you learn about this channel. Rick, come back, give me another chance, man. I'm sorry, dude. But yeah, talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.